Hello, chat. How are you guys doing? Wait, hold up. I realize that my mic is way fucking loud from when I was talking to PPP, I think. Hello, chat. I picked a song for this stream that I think matches my sunny disposition and outlook on life. There's so many good news coming out that I can hardly keep track of all of them, chat. I'm slurring? No, I'm not. I'm just overjoyed with happiness at the moment. Let's see. I guess I should do a mic check real quick. I feel like my mic is fine now. Is it fine? Is it not fine? I took a nap before the stream, so that's why. I found if I sound like I'm intoxicated, it's just, I just took a nap. All right, so I echo. Do I echo for real, or is it just that one retard? This is the fun about having a chat, because you just want to do a fucking stream and talk to people, and then you have people just fucking lie to you constantly in the chat. Okay, great. Actually, I forgot to take my clearance. So, I'm going to do that. I'm muted. Okay, great. I did, I woke up at 3. I don't even know why. And I got everything ready. I prepared the stream and stuff. And then I was at like 9. I was like, you know what? I should really take a nap. Otherwise, I'm going to be sleepy. Nobody likes that yet. All right, so let's do a little bit of a recap. I think I'm too loud still. I think I'm too loud when I talk too loud. It goes too loud. Okay. People just like spam. God, that's so frustrating. It's so frustrating that I can't trust like the only source of feedback that I have in regards to the audio. How about this? If my audio is broken, say so in the Maddie thread, because I can just ban people who fucking lie to me on the forum. Okay, so roundup for the last week's worth of activities. Okay. On Saturday, I did indeed do my appearance with the Kino Casino, and we woa-buddied for approximately 6 hours in regard to the Gay Tour Game War, who completely unabated, unaffected by the the controversy surrounding him, did his Anime Boomers podcast to an audience of 67 people at its absolute peak. And that's with a lot of that being hate watchers from the Kino Casino that wanted to see what it's actually like. He had a stiff upper lip as it goes, and he talked about anime for another 6 fucking hours to an absolutely empty and vacuous audience. The stream that we did, though, I would say, in my humble opinion, was really good. So, if I would actually recommend it to basically anyone in my audience. The only warning I have to give is that it is Kino Casino, so PPP is very loud. Andy Worski enjoys interrupting for minimal reason at random intervals, and Andy Worski is also the person who happens to have the play and pause button, which, in the opinions of many, is often a detriment to the progression of things. So outside of that, though, I feel like it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. But I feel like it's very enjoyable. I've actually watched it a couple times because I enjoyed it so much. The other person worth talking about, and by the way, if you're on Locals, that would be matttheinternet.locals.com. I will get a archive of that up on the Locals, and I will also get an archive of this discussion with Kurt Metzger up. So as I was warned, as I had a sneaking suspicion, Kurt is very weird. He's like a comedian, and he usually is a guest on other people's podcasts, but he had just started up his own podcast and was just kind of running with it. He invited me on. We had been talking for a while in DMs trying to figure out what to do, and he's like, okay, how about I have you on? And I was like, that sounds good, I'll do that. Also, there was a guy called Duncan. Duncan has a gift. Many people watching had negative opinions about Duncan's gift. I will warn you if PPP and Andy Worski clapping is like a staggering thing to you, a jarring juxtaposition to my normal droning monologue. This will definitely stagger you a lot more even. However, I still had fun. It was still weird. And at the end, by the end, I think we had all bonded over our mutual love and adoration for the writings of Dr. Theodore John Kaczynski. So I found the secret. I had to try and figure out the key to these boomers' hearts, and as it turns out, Dr. K was the correct answer. So I was told that my appearance, despite apparently a lot of people know this guy, so I had a bunch of people who are like big into comedy podcasts that were like, "You did about as well with him as you could possibly have done." So I consider that a win. My charisma, my riz, is improving. I have a charisma skill of approximately -20. It's a natural 0, but then you factor in my debuffs, and I have a charisma of -20. So I have a long way to go before I can I can do anything. But I'm working on it, chat. Okay. So that's the catch up on those things. As I said, I'll get the archives up. I'm also working on getting the high quality copy of episode 1 and 5 for the. There's a guy called Jotch on the stream, and I asked him for 1 and 5, and he never got back to me. I'm trying to get the full playthrough of Life is Strange up somewhere so it can be studied and recorded. Let's see. My copy, by the way, is already up on Rumble, in case you're watching. By the way, part of my difficulty setting up the stream was that I was switching over to Rumble Studio, because apparently, if you want to get into the Rumble Partner Program, which I thought I was already in, you have to stream through the Rumble Studio, which doesn't make any sense to me because I stream through Rumble anyways, but apparently you have to restream through Rumble. Which if the Rumble restream service works, that's great. That means I can cancel restream, which is actually pretty expensive if you want to have 8 different outputs. Rumble doesn't seem to charge, so I can just exploit them for saving $40 a month or whatever. That's called capitalism, chat. So I support that. It even has ad reads. I would do one as a joke, but they make my skin crawl. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna read one. This is not the actual ad read. This is the instructions to an ad read. It says target tone should be conversational and patriotic, speaking to Americans who feel ripped off by high drug prices. Focus on the connection to President Trump's recent drug pricing policies. Honestly, I don't think I could do that if I wanted to, and if the price was right. Even that's a high ask of me. It's one thing to make me sound conversational. It's another to make me sound patriotic. When I thought about this, I was like, what does that even sound like? What does conversational and patriotic sound like? I guess like who's that guy who works with the Daily Wire, and he's got like I think his name is like Matt. He sounds conversational and patriotic. I think I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. You have to sound like that guy. But it made me think of Liberty Prime. You have to randomly spout out little quibbles about how it's better to be dead than communist. Matt Walsh, there you go, that guy. Yeah, sorry, him. Okay, let's start with some news as we do, and to do that, I think we all know what we need. We need a news hamster. What is weird is I have trained myself to remember the news hamster by saying, let's get right into the news," and then that reminds me, oh fuck, how do we do that? We need a news hamster. I've trained myself like a fucking kids cartoon training a child. It's like, what do we do to find the place we're going? That's right, we need the map. What do we do to talk about the news? We need the hamster. So I am progressing as an adult. I am Pavlov conditioning myself on accident to do things as I promise to do so. All right. Let's do this. Okay, it says I'm peaking, and I don't think I am. And I think my fucking OBS is lying to me if I am peaking. Don't even bother mentioning it in chat because I won't believe you because apparently my audience is full of assholes. Okay. Next. Colbert. So here's a little furor. I not that kind. I see. I am funny. I am funny. God damn it. Um, Last week, the Late Show was canceled, which was remarkable because if I remember correctly, the Late Show is not just Stephen Colbert, not just this thing that we all know about. It's like a historical 30-year running. Correct me if I'm wrong. 30-year running night show that's been going on for fucking forever with various hosts and all sorts of skits that people know about, and they're just canceling it. They're saying, you know what, we have to cut our losses. We're dumping this shit. Yeah, that's right. They came up with the famous Skibbity toilet, my favorite. I make fun of it, but it's one of the most enduring memes of the last 10 years. Every so often, I think of that Skibbity Biden. Trump is using Hitler's language. Just comes back into my brain against my will. What was the other one? The vaccine, right? Where Colbert had like a bunch of guys dressed up as vaccination needles dancing on stage. It was a real hoot. Unfortunately, the entire American population tended to disagree, and it had abysmal numbers, and was losing somehow $40 million a year. Was it a year or a month? I want to say it was $40 million a year, which made a lot of people wonder, how the fuck does a television show lose $40 million a year? The most prominent influencers of our generation run a streaming setup that's basically a $50 webcam stuck on top of a $200 monitor on top of an $800 computer, and they reach 100,000 people and make more money than the late night show with Stephen Colbert does. How is that even possible? My favorite theory that I saw posited around as a potential explanation for how this was possible is just good old fashioned fraud. Kind of like how all those movies, they cost like $1 billion to produce now because they basically just give money to celebrities, and it's all some sort of like vast investment fraud scheme where they pay each other way too fucking much money because they know it's going to be a giant piece of shit. And so they've just been given millions of dollars to Stephen Colbert for his time on the Late Show, knowing that nobody fucking watches it. But as long as the money's coming in, we might as well just give it to Stephen Colbert. Money laundering. That's the word I'm looking for, the operative word. That's my favorite theory. I think that sounds right. I feel like if it's the US aid thing. People joke about it, but why not? Why couldn't it be Stephen Colbert? You have this money coming in to this guy, and he gets this money because his policies are popular in Washington because Stephen Colbert promotes it. So he invests money into NBC to the tune of $100 million, with an understanding that $40 million of that goes to Stephen Colbert every year and various other high-ranking officials and executives and producers. And then Stephen Colbert makes the vaccine, which keeps the money from USAID flowing in. Sure, why not? That sounds, that's what I say about conspiracy theories, is that if I believe in a conspiracy theory, it has to be very easily summarized and it has to have a motivation. And that's a perfect example of a very plausible conspiracy to me, because there is a direct financial incentive. It is definitely possible to happen, and it wouldn't really take all that much effort in the grand scheme of things. So there was a protest. By the way, there was an outrage sparked that they had. I keep saying NBC, and I don't even know if that's true. It says CBS, so it wasn't NBC. Look, the difference between CBS and NBC is a fucking non-starter to me. Don't even bother to explain it. I think NBC was defunded to like $1 billion, or am I thinking of PBS, or was it both? I honestly don't know. All these companies have 3-letter names, and that's confusing to me. They're all irrelevant, so I don't even know. They were upset. NPR. I was wrong twice. CIA, PBS, NPR, USAID. Okay, I got you. That makes a lot more sense. Um, so people, for whatever reason, consider that Stephen Colbert being cut by CBS was a direct response to Trump threatening CBS for whatever reason, because they're that arrogant that they think that Stephen Colbert is like a load bearing beam in American democracy. Without the Late Show, without the vaccine, without Skibbity Biden, democracy doesn't stand a chance, and that's why der Führer, Trumpenführer, went straight after Stephen Colbert's fucking neck. So they said, "How dare you, CBS? How dare you give in to Trumpler?" So they staged a little protest to support Stephen Colbert. A smattering of people between the ages of 45 and 80 showed up. One poo looking guy here, I think he might be lost. This might just be a mentally he is like in full fucking, oh my god. This poo jeet standing here protesting for Stephen Colbert is, I swear to fucking god, if you're only listening, he is in medical scrubs, a full raincoat, and is wearing at least 3 different kinds of masks over his nose and mouth. So he has like a medical mask. I think he also has a cloth mask. And I want to say that he is wearing another mask under that. So he's wearing 3 masks and then is wearing like a biohazard suit that you would wear if like you were tracking some weird rage virus in the tropical forest of Africa and you have to like step into chlorine to enter a tent. Like he's wearing that kind of an outfit. So this is definitely like a zero COVID Redditor who's just extremely mentally ill. And he's upset that one of the only people still talking about the fucking COVID pandemic is gone off TV. The rest of them are just mentally handicapped elderly women. So that's who showed up in defense of Stephen Colbert. I don't think CBS will be persuaded to continue spending $100 million a year to keep him on the air. Oh, I love that sign. He wants to kill our laughter. Heil to the no, no, no. So this makes literally no sense to me. The lettering is terrible. It looks like they wanted to say something else for once, but then made it a W after the fact instead of just starting over. And I don't know what heil to the no, no, no means. It's like I wanted to write Heil to the 9 or something. Like 999 because German bad, but they didn't know people would know what 9 means. They might be confused, so they just said no. This is honestly one of the worst fucking signs I've ever seen in a protest for any reason whatsoever. Cool. Awesome. Good to see. You have a First Amendment right to stand outside of CBS's studios, I think. Heil to the no equals hell to the no. Oh, that also makes no sense. But I guess because again they couldn't just say hell no or whatever. They said I guess they want to say Heil no, but then they're like, oh, I don't know if that means that we're heiling no. Maybe we'll add other words there. But then it just sounds like an old lady talking like they do in Life is Strange. Or what's the epic catchphrase of the blue-haired lesbian in that game? That's like cringe-inducing. It's like frick no or something. Hold up. Let me know in chat, and then I'll talk about it. Hold up. Hella to the 9. Hella. That's it. Hella. She kept saying hella. Okay, yeah, that's like that. It's like, oh, that's a bit awkward there, lady. I wouldn't have guessed that from you. Next. The National Education Association released a 2025 handbook. This is a union, one of the largest unions in the country, composed of teachers and educators across our fine land. And they publish a handbook, I suppose, for how teachers are to educate. However, they made a little oopsie. They apparently, someone somewhere high up in the NEA took a little bit too much Kool-Aid in regards to the Gaza situation, hashtag Free Palestine. And so they said, what are the best ways to get the kids these days to be sympathetic to the plight of the Palestinian? Let us remove Jews from the Holocaust. So someone somewhere inadvertently was extremely base, because what they said is like, it appears this Holocaust thing is the main engine driving Western sympathies for the Jewish cause, in particular Zionism. What if we broaden the topic of the Holocaust to include the other persecuted minorities, such as the homosexuals, the gypsies, the Slavic people, and we just broaden this whole Holocaust thing out to include everybody and just make Jews kind of a footnote of it? That was their thought, because then when people start hearing about the Zionist talking points, they wouldn't hear about the Holocaust and the historical persecution the Jews faced and their purported need for sovereignty to protect them from persecution, right? So they published this, and then it was hotly criticized, and they have already deleted it. If I go here to open the handbook, it's not there anymore, but this guy actually archived it. So if you're at all interested in education in the US, in particular this topic, you can find a copy of this handbook on the news thread for it. I'm going to read the title for it. The NEA is closely aligned to the Democratic Party. It relies on Jewish donors and voters as a key part of its political coalition. The NEA says the Holocaust took the lives of 12 million victims from different faiths and completely fails to mention Jews, despite the fact that at least half of those victims were Jewish. The NEA claims Israel was founded through forced, violent displacement, despite the fact that any accurate historical review would completely repudiate that claim. And this is, by the way, written by Stephen Gill from TriStar Daily, which is from Tennessee, I guess. There's also one other thing in regard to the Nakba, and the Nakba is the hotly contested historical event where the Jews may or may not have holocausted all the Palestinians living in modern-day Israel upon their arrival. The NEA handbook explicitly describes the establishment of Israel using the terms forced violent displacement in the context of educating the Palestinian perspective towards Israel. The handbook states NEA will use existing digital communication tools to educate members in the general public about the history of Palestinian Nakba. Nakba meaning catastrophe in Arabic refers to forced violent displacement and dispossession of 750,000 Palestinians from their homeland in 1948 during the establishment of the State of Israel. Educating about the Nakba is essential for understanding the Palestinian diaspora narrative and experience, including the ongoing trauma of our Palestinian American students today. Oh boy, that's what we need. I was watching a video, a true crime video on Ewu. So I got to listen to What's New, Ewu Crew. Today we're going to talk about a mass murder that will chill you to the bone. And this story was about a man called Arjan. And Arjan was, of course, a Washington resident who took his Navy SEAL's stepfather's 22 and went to a Macy's in the Cascade Mall in 2016 and just started murdering people that happened to be there, killing 5 women and 1 man. And when asked by the interrogators what his motivation was, why he decided to pick up that LR or that 22 and just start killing people, he said, well, I've been watching Al Qaeda videos, and I believe in Islamic Jihad, and I believe in retaliation against the American colonial powers. And then the investigator from Washington, I swear to fucking God, I'm not joking about this, immediately upon hearing this guy openly admit that he wanted to wage Islamic Jihad against the United States of America and kill as many Americans as possible, instead of asking for any of that fucking information, says, do you play any video games? And the guy goes, yeah, I play Mario Party. And then he says, you play any other kinds of games, you know, like, and eventually he manages to coach from this guy that he also plays Battlefield, which is like a first-person shooter. So he was like, Battlefield. Like, this guy, like, I swear to fucking God, I'm not even joking. You can go watch this video. So I can't wait to see what diverse cultural enrichment that Palestinian Americans will bring to the United States. You know, I believe that if there's any group on earth to be thankful for the American status quo and for Americans in general, it would be Palestinians. I can't think of a single reason why a Palestinian would be angry at the United States or her citizens, chat. Can you think of a single fucking reason why a Palestinian, a second generation Palestinian, might kill people at complete random in the US? I can't. I can't think of a single reason, chat. Roblox is true. Oh, speaking of mass murder, so this was the fun topic of last week. A guy walked into sounds like a joke setup. So a black guy walks into an office building in New York City, 4 dead. Apparently, according to the mainstream media, according to the press, the official narrative is that this guy. Oh, I love that they made sure to note that the vigil for the dead was multi-faith. I wouldn't want a Muslim to hear about a candlelight vigil and think, oh, I can't attend. Too many fucking Christians going to be there. Where's the they changed the picture of him? I had this lined up because they had a picture of him, like this. I want to show you this picture, but they took it off this page between when I lined this up and now, and I guess I'm never gonna get to show it to you. Oh, there he goes. So it's like a black guy, and he has like curly hair and sunglasses. It's honestly, he's kind of got aura chat. People pulled up pictures of him, and he looks chinky. So there's speculation that he's like a blinks, a black chinks mix, right? And what's really funny is that when CNN got this picture, they published headlines warning of a white mass murderer in this building. Just immediately took this picture that you can see right now and warned people that a white person was in there killing people, which I could justify literally any other race besides white as your guess for what ethnicity this man is based off this picture. So get this, right? A guy walks into a skyscraper with a gun and starts killing people. One of the people he happens to kill is this woman. She works for a company called Blackstone, not to be confused with BlackRock, not to be confused with Black Bridge, not to be confused with Stone Ridge. Okay? She was not just a woman working for this investment company. She was the CEO of a wholly owned subsidiary of Blackstone. And guess what it was called? It was called the Blackstone Real Estate Income Trust, or BRIGHT. And here's what BRIGHT does. You ready? They buy investment properties. That is the majority of their holdings. And of their holdings, 48% of that, or let's see, 27, 40, yeah, about 48% of it was investment into residential housing, be it affordable housing, student housing, single family housing, which was 9 to 10% of it, and then multifamily housing, which can be, I think, anything from a triplex to a apartment complex. So this company owned, and I was actually wrong, it's actually $56 billion of residential housing. Billions, I think they own in total. Tried to look this up, and I think it was like 26,000 homes are directly owned by them. Single family homes, mostly in these states. So if you're in any of these green states, predominantly Georgia, Florida, or Texas, and you're having trouble buying a home because home prices are so high, you can thank this lady for buying up tens of thousands of single family homes in your area because of its, quote, favorable demographics, i.e. they're flooding your state with fucking immigrants, and those immigrants are buying homes. So they're buying homes before those immigrants can buy homes, and they're renting it to you as a consequence, and they're making a lot of money. Their return on investment is 9 point something, close to 10% per annum, which is very good. So they're making a lot of money by buying up all these single family homes, and you're going to rent from them because fuck you. That's why. Isn't it weird that this black guy, supposedly the reason why he walked into this office building and started firing is that Blackstone just so happens to share a floor with the NFL, and supposedly this guy has a quibble with the NFL. And I actually have a legit schizo theory with this. The Luigi Mangione was so well received by people that if they kill a CEO in the future, they're going to lie about their motivation. The police are going to say, oh, it was some stupid shit about football that just so happened to have innocent bystanders. He was just a retarded black guy. You know how they are. He didn't have any beef with not being able to buy a home. He was just some stupid Negro shooting random guys at the NFL, and just so happened other people got into the line of fire. That's my schizo theory, because it's very unsympathetic to kill people over the NFL. It's other people might have some, I don't know, some sick fuckers out there, some communists might have some issues with this lady. He's white. Okay. So that's my thought on that. YouTube, and this is the state of absolute pure and fucking rage. Okay, YouTube put out this lovely little blog post. By the way, my clip channel is still demonetized by YouTube. Let me just explain that real quick. My clip channel, which I posted on YouTube specifically so that I can put clips of my shit on YouTube where I have no presence. And then I had it monetized because there's a guy that does editing for my clips, and I said you can have all the AdSense money for the clip channel, and the clips. He actually did such a good job. He's like a super fan of my streams, and he knows like all of my streams, and he remembers my streams better than I do, because sometimes he'll go way back and clip together a bunch of shit that I don't even remember saying and make like an entire hour-long cohesive, like point-by-point update on this topic that became a bigger news recently. And it's such a good job. The clip channel was actually making over $700 a month, which was like a good amount of money for him. I just gave him all the ad rev for it. YouTube demonetized the channel for unoriginal content when they passed that thing about Jeets just stealing content and reusing it. I made a video explaining that the channel is mine, the clips are mine, the content is mine, the videos are made with my explicit fucking permission, and all of it is 100% original content. And I made a video and I uploaded it, and that was my appeal. And they rejected it and said that it's unoriginal content. And they said, try reapplying for monetization in 90 days. And I contacted them. I said, what the fuck does this mean? I need to know what the fuck this means, because it's 100% original content. If it's not 100% original content, you need to tell me what the fuck about it is not original, or there's no point for me to reapply, because you haven't told me what's wrong. You're telling me that I've done something wrong, and you're not telling me what it is, and you're inviting me to reapply in 3 months, which would be about $2,200. So I asked for clarification. I went on Twitter. I pinged YouTube support. I asked for clarification. They said there would be a ticket. They never sent me another ticket because they said that I already had a ticket, so therefore they're not going to send me another one. So I'm going to continue screaming. I'm going to do it right now, actually, by the way. Let's see. I'm going to do this right fucking now, because I'm so angry. I'm so angry thinking about it. They won't talk to me, and the guy just keeps saying that I can just reapply. And he gives me a big long list of reasons why I might be demonetized, but he won't just fucking tell me. I'm gonna make a Z right fucking now, actually. YouTube support. Wait, what's YouTube India is one of the first things that pops. I hate Indians so fucking much. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so sick of them. Am I blocked? Team YouTube. Okay. Team YouTube. Hello again. There is no point in me reapplying in 90 days if you cannot explicitly tell me what I have done wrong. My content is 100% original. If you think it's not, you must tell me why. Are you demonetizing it because it advertises Rumble and Kick? Question mark, question mark. And then I'm going to make a second Z on this that says, by the way, this clip channel made over 700 a month, and the money went entirely to an editor who needs it. YouTube is the worst company on earth, and I hope all of you burn in hell. Okay, I think that will get my point across. There's no, like, what are they going to take from me? Because they're obviously not going to my theory is, by the way, I don't even know. You know what? I can't even show you, because if I bring up YouTube, it's going to complain that I'm a bot and ask me to sign in, and I won't be able to show you. Okay, here. Yeah, okay. I literally can't even show you because I'm not signed in. When he does these videos, I don't know, maybe I can see it in the thumbnail. Oh, you can see it in the short. You see that little thing right there where it says streams every Friday? He puts a thing linking to Rumble, Kick, and Locals and a link to my site at the beginning of the stream, which is something I asked of him. And my theory is that YouTube's upset about that. They see that I'm using the clip channel as a means to redirect people off site to Rumble and to Kick, and that's why they're demonetizing it. Because it's if your channel is not monetized, you actually get deboosted in the algorithm. So if you actually want to spread your clips far enough, like if you actually want to get any kind of performance or and spread the clips at all, you have to be monetized. And if you're not monetized, there's like no fucking point. So the world does revolve around me. It honestly does. I'm the only person that's real. And I tell you this, I have a soul. I can't say the same for 1.5 billion Indian people. I don't think a single, I think if you scraped the soul gunk off the innards of an Indian and you splatted it down into a pot, and you did this for all 1.5 billion Indians, you'd get maybe like a tablespoon of soul gunk at the very end of it. There wouldn't be enough there to make a whole soul, is what I'm trying to say. I'm so fucking irritated. Because it's like Google makes an inconceivable amount of fucking money. And they have no phone number. They have no office. Their support texts probably don't exist. This letter that I got that says it's from Peter's not fucking real. He's a ChatGPT robot who is explicitly provided to never render to me useful information. It's in his core coding. Never, under any circumstances, actually do anything fucking useful ever. That's the prompt that I get when I type into Peter. He's not fucking real. I am stuck like a hamster in a wheel trying to talk to things that aren't fucking real, that don't fucking exist, but actually have meaningful control over my life. And there are things I want to say that I can't say because it's probably illegal. And if they actually happened after I say them, I would get in trouble for it. But I'm thinking it real fucking hard right now. And I'm thinking I'm imagining myself, I'm watching the news. I'm laughing. I have a beer in my hand. I'm going, ha, 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 ha. And I'm laughing. And I'm patting my belly, happy as I chuckle and laugh at my news. And I'm just thinking good thoughts right now as this happens. I'm thinking, you know what? They fucking deserved it. You get what you fucking deserve. We're all thinking it together. And you know what? That's powerful. That's dark magica conjuration, materialization, okay? Law of attraction going on here that I'm thinking right now. It's how prayers work, chat. That's why you join hands in prayer, because you say, dear God, I really want this thing to happen. It would be super funny, and they fucking deserve it. And then if it happens, you just know that's the result of everyone gathering, as it says, gathering his name, chat. Okay. Speaking of additional reasons why it's very funny that would happen, here we have YouTube admitting that they're going to put more bullshit on their fucking platform, and you're just going to deal with it. You're going to eat that shit, and you're going to smile and thank them for it because you're their bitch, and there's nothing you can do about it because they own all the media in the entire world right now. So they're going to be implementing more barriers to watching videos. If you're not happy enough about not being able to watch anything in the first fucking place unless you have an account, it's going to get even worse. As they say, we will use AI to interpret a variety of signals that help us determine whether a user is over or under 18. These signals include the types of videos a user is searching for, the categories of videos that they have watched, or the longevity of their account. When the system identifies a teen user, we will automatically apply our age-appropriate experiences and protections, including 1. Disabling personalized advertising. 2. Turning on digital well-being tools. 3. Adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. If the system incorrectly estimates a user to be under 18, they will have the option to verify they are 18 or over, such as using a credit card or a government ID. We will only allow users who have been inferred or verified as over 18 to view age-restricted content that may be inappropriate for some users. So don't get me... Okay, before I go on a rant, Okay, that's what they're doing. They're using AI to corral you into a fucking slaughterhouse so they can put a chainsaw to your neck and kill you. That's what they're doing. Spotify's doing the same thing. Age restricted. How a song can be age restricted, I don't even know. Like Passengers of Shit, is that an age restricted song, or is it like podcasts? If you're listening to them at the internet as a podcast, is it going to be age restricted? They say age restricted content and checking your age. We partner with Yoti, a digital identity company to help us identify if users are eligible age to access some Spotify content and features like music videos that are labeled as 18 plus by rights holders. When will I use the age check? You may be presented with an age check if you try to access certain age restricted content. How does it work? They'll be asked to perform an age check. You'll be going through our facial age check. You will be using your phone's camera to scan the biometrics of your fucking face so they can store this on their database forever. That's what they're doing. You have the option of also using government ID. And I'm telling you why they're doing this. They're not doing this because they're forced to do it. They're doing this because they want to do it. They want your biometrics on record. They want your government ID on record. They want to know who you are, how old you are, where you live, because those are all extremely valuable advertising indicators. They want to sell that to other companies and sell you as a product to advertisers. They want to force you to make an account to view half the content on YouTube because it benefits them for you to have an account. Because once you have an account, once you say, I'm not going to put in my government ID, that's bullshit. Okay, you're going to put in your credit card and billing information, which is the same fucking thing in terms of identifying information. But then guess what? Now you have a YouTube account and you have your credit card information on file. So the next time that you're trying to watch something, you get an advertisement, you'll be very tempted to get YouTube with an ad-free experience for the low price of $40 a month. And your credit card's already plugged in. It's a one-click buy. It's so convenient. You can improve your experience right there and then. And then you'll have access to additional YouTube-only features, such as YouTube Music, YouTube on your phone, enhanced YouTube experience on the go with YouTube Maps. It's like, or Google Maps or whatever the fuck. And it's like, that is the whole point. Don't think for a second that this has anything to do with legislation. Back in the day, what they would do is exactly what they do on the Kiwi Farms. You go to the Kiwi Farms, you scroll all the way down. You must be 18 or over to visit this website. And for almost all websites on the internet, this notice is sufficient. That's why if you go to like the Goat Cell website, it has a big banner that says you must be 18 to view this. And then below it is a picture of a dick spinning around. Okay? They want you to plug in your data, because that is free fucking money for them. Even the pizzas are getting into it. Now for this, I'm gonna have to put in a special hamster. Okay, give me a second. I've never put this hamster up before. This is a new hamster. Arrived just in time because I was talking about how much I'm going to ream the British this episode. Here we go. Yep. All right, there we go. The British news pugster, I think, is how that goes. So this guy, Charlie, he ordered a pizza with loaded wedges, Doritos cheesy nachos, and I can't see the reply because I'm not signed in, and even Elon Musk is a fucking faggot. He posted evidence that he was asked for his passport at the door by the delivery guy. Now here's what I think the issue is. You ready? His order has a margarita pizza, and a margarita is a drink when spelled differently. A margarita as in a Mexican intoxicating beverage, and a margarita as in a specific type of pizza are very different. But because it says margarita, it got flagged as an adult-only food item. And there's one of two reasons why this is the case, I think. Either A, the computer didn't know the difference, and the decision to check for ID is handled by AI, or an Indian put together this menu in the app and didn't know the difference between a margarita and a margarita. So he just marked it as an alcoholic beverage, even though that doesn't make any fucking sense because it's a pizza. So it's a cocktail. But actually, I think that this is Indians. I don't think this is AI. I think that the AI is prudent enough that it would see the spelling difference and know that a large margarita probably refers to a pizza and not a cocktail, whereas an Indian is fucking retarded and has no cultural ties to the United States or to England and just doesn't give a shit and probably fucked it up because they're retarded. I think the AI would have gotten this right. Which I mean, that's the one benefit to AI, man. We can get rid of Indians soon. Just kidding. They're gonna be programming the AI, and they're gonna be taking your jobs. Keir Starmer, who for whatever reason is not German, has introduced a new enforcement branch. By the way, I like Reclaim the Net. They're pretty cool. I'd recommend them. It is called the National Internet Intelligence Investigations Team. So they have launched a very Orwellian new surveillance organization. The United Kingdom realized that it had a very serious issue where, quite frankly, they weren't surveilling enough. And so they've created more surveillance to surveil other things on the internet because their local PDs, their local constables, were absolutely overwhelmed with the amount of Haas postings and wrong think and naughty words that were being said on the internet. So they had to set up the National Internet Intelligence Investigations Team to crack down all that hate speech and discriminatory content online. Very cool. Now you might have heard about. Did I talk about this last stream? I think it had just happened. I did just happen. Okay. So as you know, I got another nasty gram from Ofcom, which is their Office of Communications, a non-government regulatory body in the United Kingdom. However, coincidentally, while this was happening, our president, Donald J. Trump, was in Scotland to play golf or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But while he was there, he met with the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, in regards to trade at his residential palace. He lives in like a fucking Scottish palatial estate. And Keir was there, and Trump basically roasted him continuously for being a fucking retard cuckold and for leading a country that sucks shit and doesn't have any freedom. And while this was happening, Keir Starmer was blurting out, but we do have freedom, except for hate speech, if that's what you mean. Meanwhile, Ofcom was sending out nasty grams to American companies in regards to online content. So the White House has officially warned the United Kingdom that they're not happy with this and are looking into it quite seriously. Meanwhile, wait, no, I did not talk. Did I not talk about this? Oh, it was on Tuesday. I should have led with this. So we got another email from Ofcom in regards to the Kiwi Farms breaking British law yet again. In particular, after our last bout, I made the decision I would block the entire United Kingdom, not because I cared about Ofcom, but because I was concerned about users from the United Kingdom connecting bareback to the Kiwi Farms with no VPN and without using Tor, and therefore being stalked and possibly gang raped by their government. So, but when I did this, Ofcom says, mission accomplished then, noise. And that was the end of it. So they were happy with the UK being blocked by the website. I was very content not to care about this because I don't like they can try and be cheeky about it and be like, oh, I guess you're complying then. Thank you for complying, American company. We're very happy with your compliance. Even though they said that because it gave instructions on how to use VPNs, how to find a VPN, how to use Tor for free. So, but we may take issue with the instructions on how to circumvent the ban. But they left it alone and they tried to like epically own me by saying they're satisfied by that. However, during the upgrade, when I bought a bunch of computer hardware and upgraded the Kiwi Farm so that the database is on a disk array that's not the file storage disk array, when I did that, I wanted to really focus on the Kiwi Farms being as sneaky as possible. So I disabled Kiwi Flare. I reduced a lot of the complexity so I could focus on trying to optimize a bunch of different stuff besides Kiwi Flare before adding Kiwi Flare back one and then fucking with that. A consequence of this is that Kiwi Flare was what was blocking the United Kingdom. Immediately after I did this, I received another nastygram from Ofcom saying, we can't help but notice that the Kiwi Farms is once again available in the United Kingdom. So they're like actively pinging the site routinely to try and see if it's ever coming back up, or they have like an actual Indian going through a big list of sites and F5ing them every so often. So now it's personal. You're not going to tell me what to do and then play this fucking game with me and watchdog me and tell me that I have to do something. So I'm developing a response package to Ofcom. I've actually received press inquiries from Wired and Politico in regards to Ofcom's message to me. This is a very hot button issue. It's all the way up to the White House, apparently. The Department of Justice is actually intimately interested in what's going on with Ofcom. And I promise you that my response to this will be very, very funny. Perhaps a funnier response even than the Christchurch one to New Zealand. It'll be great. You'll think, wow, that's really funny, as you chuckle to yourself and pat your belly and drink a beer, chat. Oh, I was gonna say something about Palestine. There's something else with the British I wanted to make fun of too. I swear. Wait, hold up. I think I know. Was there something else with the British? Ofcom. Oh, there was a story that someone wanted to talk to me about. I don't have a page for this, but I figure I will. They wanted me to mention that there was a big grooming gang scandal. Another one's happened where a bunch of girls were raped. Wait, hold up. Okay, sorry, I got an email. So there's another grooming scandal, and a bunch of people got raped, a bunch of kids got trafficked, as happens in England. However, this grooming scandal had an additional complexity to it that was just so English that I figured I would bring it up. The people that went to the police about the grooming were raped. The police officers that responded said that basically we're either going to hand you back into the gang and you're going to be sex trafficked or murdered because you ran away and contacted the police, or you can suck my dick, basically. And I guarantee you, it wasn't stated in the news articles about this, but I guarantee you they were also brown. And I just kind of want to emphasize that the South Africanization, Brazilification of the country must be halted and averted at all costs, because this is what happens when they win. When they take over a country, it's not just that there are criminal elements running around doing crime. The crime becomes the government. It seeps into law enforcement. It takes over government organs. It allows the crime to exist, and it continually, with pure, unadulterated hatred of you specifically and people that look like you, will rape and murder and torture and sex traffic and enslave everyone that looks like you. You cannot sit there and think like, well, I'll just sit in my little armed castle. I got my castle. I got 5 acres surrounded by barbed wire, and I have my inventory of guns. Because when they are the SWAT team and they can deploy 50 Pujeets on your Ram Ranch at a moment's notice, it doesn't matter. And they will fucking kill you. So they must all be deported. All of them. All the Arabs, all the Indians. And the Chinese, they are literally Chinese spies. Here's a fun thing that I learned from my Chinese friend. Way back in the day, when China was trying to industrialize, Deng Xiaoping, who is the guy that was responsible from converting China from an agrarian socialist utopia with starvation to a Chinese socialism with Chinese characteristics, i.e., a free market capitalistic society with industrialization. Deng very wisely took a bunch of bright young Chinamen and sent them out to the far reaches of the world. Every country in the world, he sent Chinamen out there with one task: to learn and to return to China with what they've learned. Many of them did not return, because why would they? It was an agrarian, unindustrialized shithole, right? With an authoritarian government. However, Deng made sure to send out many, many, many Chinese when he did this. And so some of them definitely returned. And they were rewarded richly for this. The Chinese people that went out into the world and came back loyal to China and to their people were given all the opportunity and preference in their society that they could ever ask for. And the rewards of this are seen today. We now have a modern, industrialized China that produces everything for everybody. We all rely on them. We have no alternatives. We basically sold them our own ass, and there's nothing we can do about it. They've repeated this process many times, and they continue to do it to this day. The people that are Chinese that come to this country and they study at Cambridge and Harvard and so on, they are studying not because they want to become Americans and improve American society. They are studying because one day the signal will be given, the call will be ushered, and they will return to the motherland with what they have learned and what they have pilfered from our society. They're very easy to get along with, but that is by design. That's by their nature. They're not here because they're here to cause problems. They're here because they're here to take stuff and take it back home. That is your fun history lesson of the day. With that, I think we no longer need any hamsters. I guess I'll continue to keep the news hamster on because I do have a thing to talk about. The war against payment processors is ramping up. In particular, Reichsfia Asmongold has spoken about the card networks. Many people have spoken about the card networks. There's all sorts of videos. I can't even keep up with them, detailing in depth what I've been saying for the entire runtime of this podcast and then some. Basically, I've been saying for years what the card networks are, and finally people are starting to notice. This guy, Notorious, he tried to put this in Locale General, but it has no place being there. I need to move it to someplace else. But he basically made a big, long list of all the takedowns that they've done, all the sites they've gone after, all the in recent memory, and all the debanking that people have had to deal with for a very long time. He did a pretty good job of this, but like, obviously nobody's going to read this. Ko-Fi, Patreon, Power Chats, Itch.io, Steam, like you name it. Nobody has a good experience with the payment processors. Absolutely fucking nobody. They are accountable to no one. They have no transparency, no appeals process. You have no idea who does what, when, where, or why. That's the main thing. Like right now, right? The activists from Australia, they got all those porn games taken down on Steam by calling payment processors. But who? Who did it? Who actually made the decision, and why? Where was it at? Because right now, we have had MasterCard and Visa come out and say that they were not responsible and they have not taken down the games. So who was it? We don't know. Nobody on the planet Earth, besides the bankers themselves, know who was responsible for issuing the command to Steam to take down the pornographic games. Nobody fucking knows. And isn't that the most bizarre thing? That you have censorship actions coming from inside a machine that's so sophisticated. It's like the torture cube from that movie with the guys that have like their flesh torn open and shit. It's like that. You're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on inside this cube, this little puzzle, and then it like sticks out a knife and stabs you in the fucking hand. That's basically it. Hellraiser. That's it. So we have these cubes, and we're trying to open them, and it's just the most torturous thing that's ever been seen before. I wrote an article, by the way. You can find this at usips.org. It's in the blog section, and it's called Fair Access to Banking, and it is a very concise explanation, as far as concise as this issue gets, about why the card networks are a problem, why there's 17 different moving parts to a card network, what they do and what they get away with routinely, what the Fair Access to Banking Act does, what it does not do, i.e. does not sufficiently penalize the card networks, and then what it could do to actually sufficiently penalize the card networks, and how to contact your representatives. So again, at usips.org, go to blog. It's the only blog entry, so very easy to find. Fair access to banking. I also put it on Substack in case you need it. I tried selling this around. I don't think I did a good enough job selling the issue. So I was wondering if I should do like an ad campaign on Twitter, like I did for the gaming stuff. But I'm not super convinced that this is the right article to put money behind. So I don't know if I have to like reach out for like an editor or something, like a copywriter to help me articulate myself. But I did try my best in case you find this educational. Itch.io posted an update, by the way, saying that they will allow pornographic games that are free, but you can't pay. You can't pay for them. So anything that is a mature game cannot be bought. It can only be downloaded. They use Stripe, by the way, and they have used Stripe for over 10 years. But as Stripe says, Stripe is currently unable to support sexually explicit content due to restrictions placed on them by their banking partners, despite card networks generally supporting adult content with the appropriate registrations. Stripe has indicated that they hope they will be able to support adult content in the future. So Stripe randomly decided to enforce this, and perhaps it is Stripe that Steam's using, but I don't know if that's obvious. And they're saying that it's been placed on them by banking partners. That, to me, that's the only hint of what's going on. In case it's so complicated, I can't even. I need like a Jason Hall Black MS Paint doodle, but even then it would be too complicated. Like, you get issued a card by your bank. When you swipe it, it is processed by a gateway. Then the gateway sends that data to an actual processor, which then ships it off sometimes to a payment facilitator. And these can all be different companies. I think Stripe is a gateway processor and facilitator. But Stripe isn't a bank. So in order to settle the transaction, they have partner banks called acquiring banks, which actually settle the transaction. They pull the money from your issuing bank account. Then they can send it to where it needs to go after a period of a week or so. And the acquiring banks have their own rules in addition to the rules that are mutually and individually cooperating from the card networks. So Stripe has the rules of Stripe, it has the rules of its acquiring bank, and it has the rules of all four card networks all at once. And when they get penalized, they can't, like, Stripe is the bitch of other bigger assholes. So Stripe processes $1.2 trillion a year, and even they are cucked and held by the cock and balls by the payment networks and the acquiring banks. So the acquiring bank is probably something like JP Morgan Chase, which also owns part of the Federal Reserve, to give you an idea of how powerful JP Morgan Chase is. And JP Morgan Chase, for whatever reason, has policies against adult content. But they can't say, complain to JP Morgan Chase, because if JP Morgan Chase woke up to 100 different emails from pissed off gamers, they'd be really fucking pissed at Stripe for sending that bullshit their way. So this is the torture cube. This is how it works. This is the knife in your fucking fingers as you try to figure out what the fuck is going on. They're all covering for each other's asses by design, deliberately, opaquely, by design, to fuck you, by design. It's usips.org. And then go to blog. So the gamer reaction to this, very intelligently, by the way, is just to call Visa card. So there's like 100 gamers just spam calling the 1-800 number for Visa and asking them about Steam. And now the Pajeets on the line are just hanging up on everybody calling and asking about Steam. But they are they're happy that the Visa people are annoyed. You know what? Fuck them. I hope they make sure to call the rest of them too. You gotta ask them. You got some pointed questions for Amex and Discover, I think. You know, it's probably a good idea. Visa, if you annoy Visa and MasterCard enough, eventually they're going to want to know who the fuck is causing this issue. Why is there now a bill in the Senate to regulate us? Who the fuck is doing this? Honestly, I hope they don't fix it. I hope they keep fucking up. I hope they ban everything, because then people might give a shit. And then I might be able to actually process a payment once in my fucking life. That's what I'm hoping for. So this is the G4 Forever posted this lovely message. As I said, there's the war going on. Fuck Vice. Fuck Collective Shout. Fuck Visa. Fuck MasterCard. These freaks have had too much power over the gaming industry, and the precedent that a payment processor can censor anything they deem offensive is fucked. Below you'll find a copy-paste version of the Vice articles written by Anna Valens and wrongly removed by Vice. For anyone on the wrong side of history ever, I hope you realize this means war. You don't fuck with gamers. Ever. And then there's a list of contact points for Visa and MasterCard, but not Discover and Amex. And by the way, Discover is one of the worst ones, so you should probably call them as well. And they also are the smallest, so they have the fewest number of customer service reps that can deal with calls. Just as a thought. To Collective Shout, censorship is never the answer. You started this war, and we intend to win it. To reiterate it, don't fuck with gamers, or we'll call your customer support lines, and then you will be doomed. So as mentioned, we have a high-ranking SS officer, Anna Valens, on Team Anti-Censorship. Also joining us is the Commander James Stefani Sterling, the Stardust, saying, it is with... Wait, hold up. It is with truly sick irony that credit card companies get to act as the arbiters of what is and isn't decent. Nothing they censor could hope to be anywhere near as perverse as that, says the Stardust. I agree. I'm happy to have you on the team, Commander. What about Anita Sarkeesian? Since this is Gamergate 2, surely Anita Sarkeesian also has a hot take about how, fuck gamers. Let's see what she has to say. Someone give this brilliant book, and the book is How Sex Changed the Internet and the Internet Changed Sex, to the puritanical, angry moms who bullied payment processors into all-out banning porn games. The reason we even have online payment processors is because of sex work. It was invented to pay for porn. I really hope that someone starts a counter-campaign to fight this regressive, puritanical nonsense. There are way more people who want to buy and support sex work and sexual materials, or at the very least don't think it should be banned. So we got the unholy alliance of Don't Fuck With Gamers, the Kiwi Farms, Anna Valens the Tranny, Commander Sterling, and Anita Sarkeesian versus some of the most powerful business monopolies that the world has ever seen. Visa loan process, by the way. It's in my article. I want to get the number right. $16 trillion in 2024. So you're talking about a company evaluated at $90 billion that processed $16 trillion in 2024 alone. And that's just Visa card, which enjoys about 25% market share. So you can say that MasterCard processes another 16 trillion and Amex and Discover each process. That's a lot of math. 1/5 of that. So probably about another 4 trillion each. Just trillions and trillions of dollars. Can the Unholy Alliance do it? Who knows? In case you're really confused about Anita Sarkeesian being on the side of gamers, I should warn you. You can't handle the truth, chat. You can't handle the truth. If you can't handle the truth, you have to look away right now because you can't handle the truth. This is your last warning. Anita Sarkeesian and progressives support porn. It is your base trad wife that does not support porn. Your base trad wife has children. Half of those children are going to be girls. So when they look at games like Daddy BDSM Rape number 7, they think of their kids. Their conservative women are the puritanical ones against porn, not the evil progressive SJW feminist, chat. They're the ones that promote porn, chat. It is your trad wife who doesn't like porn. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I know it's not even Halloween, and I'm scaring you. I'm scaring my lovely chat who did nothing wrong and deserves the whole world, chat. All right. That's it. Let's talk about trannies. We got Kid Bandit here. This guy, Rudolph's friend, loves Kid Bandit. I think he is literally Kid Bandit's #1 fan and probably the only person who religiously watches all of Kid Bandit's content. He found out that Kid Bandit was a part of like a screamo metal band in the 2000s, and he posted this on the site. So let's take a listen to that.
Everybody come on! Yeah! There was no talking, there was no play. There was a red point trouble day.
I really wanted to play this as the intro song to the episode, but like I figured that there would be people who would think it's unironic and click off immediately. So I decided against it. Decided to play some nice Dead by Daylight soundtrack instead. He's in England. He's doing his tranny tour, and I have nothing else to say about this. I didn't want to play that music though, because I figured that you guys would have. As my audience is mostly music appreciators, I figured that you would enjoy that. So, is it really that loud? Okay, hold up. Let me put a cap on. Oh, there's no limiter. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I usually have a limiter to just hard cap anything that I play over my audio at -6. Now it's better. Like, that's much better, right? I put the limiter back on. I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that the music was unlimited. Exactly the same? You're lying. There's a limiter on it now. No, it's the same. What? That's impossible. That's not true. You know what? What if I just... It needs to... Okay. It's -6 decibels. There's no way it's the exact same. You're fucking with me. What if I put it on like 9? I had it on like... Oh, you know what I had? I had a compressor on before. I just had like a generic compressor. What if I do this? Is this better? That's better? Okay, great. Great. The compressor worked. You're not really supposed to compress music, though. That's a bad idea. All right. Next. Blue Fulf. If you don't know who Blue Fulf is, he's a tranny furry. And he shit on a plate. And supposedly he bullied a pedophile to death. I don't know if that's true. He says it's true. But some people suspect that perhaps he's the real pedophile. I have nothing else to add to this. I don't know who Blue Fulf is. I have seen him shit on a plate, though. You know who might have also seen him shit on a plate at this point in time? J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling saw a Blue Fulf tweet that says, "Transphobia is just this. Hello, I'm a butterfly." And then the snail says, "Hello, caterpillar, you are a caterpillar." And it says transphobia. And Blue Fulf got a heckin' big chungus like on this. J.K. Rowling somehow saw this and says, "Gender critical is just this. Hello, butterfly. I'm a butterfly as well." And it says, "No, snail. You are a snail. I am a butterfly." The butterfly says, "You've got a shell." The snail says, "It's a butterfly shell." And the butterfly says, "And it has no wings." And then the snail says, "Stop genociding me." So I replied to J.K. Rowling and I told her that this man has shit on a plate. So there's a good chance that J.K. Rowling has visited the Kiwi Farms and has seen Blue Fulf shit on a plate. So I hope that if J.K. Rowling has never visited the Kiwi Farms before, that is her first experience. I think that would set the tone quite adequately, and she would know what to expect in the future and might support us in some ways. Yeah. All right. Why would anyone watch that? It was big news. Blue Fulf is a popufur, I want to say. He's one of the most popular tranny furry creators. So when the news came out that he was shitting into plates and eating it, I think he was eating it. I've never seen him eat it, but I think that the allegation is that he eats it. So it was big news when it happened. Torswats, by the way, one of his associates, a guy by the name of Domagoj Patovich, was sentenced to 60 months imprisonment for conspiring to make threats and conveying false information about explosives. The prevailing theory in regards to his arrest is that he was a snitch who outed the other members of Torswats, and that's why they've been making so many arrests in regards to 764 and Torswats recently. 60 is quite low, I would say, but supposedly he was only conspiring. He wasn't actually doing it himself. And a Redditor, for no reason whatsoever, managed to get the longest piece of literature ever written in human history deleted. So there was a fan fiction called The Loud House Revamped. And from my understanding, a profoundly autistic person started writing a fan fiction like 20 years ago on this website, which I think is just fanfiction.net. I'm not sure. But they just started writing it and never stopped and kept adding in more crossovers to different shows and games, and literally just never chipped away with no goal in mind, really. Started writing, and eventually this fan fiction grew to over 11 million words in length, making it the single longest piece of single longest written work ever created by human hands throughout all of human history. Because effectively, it was just an autistic stream of consciousness that he had been working on since the dawn of the internet. Now, for whatever reason, somebody on Reddit was offended by this and says, a few days ago, I reported the fic to fanfiction.net about it being plagiarism and badly written, and today when I went to go check it again, both were gone. Did I manage to get the Loud House Revamped deleted for good? I did! So this is Miss Mainstream on Anti-Loud House Revamped. This Randall is on a Randall forum, randling it the fuck up and celebrate. I honestly, I don't want to make some autistic person's ramblings sound profound, but this one Redditor complaining to a website that no doubt knows what the fuck this thing is, because it's the longest thing ever fucking written, and there's news articles about it, managed to get the longest written work ever created by human hands deleted by sending a single shitty fucking email. I hate Redditors. I hate Redditors, and I hate fucking Randalls. Yeah, how do people? I don't understand. Can someone understand me? Let's go to fucking someone understand me. It's like I'm black. Can someone learn me something? Sorry, I almost knocked over my monster, but I kicked it into my other hand and I caught it with my left hand, like how you throw like a ball between your hands. I just did it completely accidentally, but I almost fucked up and I almost spilled monster everywhere. Okay. Typed in Google and Bing says, why don't you just use Bing? You just Bing search google.com, you fucking imbecile. Okay, Anti-Loud House Revamped Reddit. Okay, and I can't access Reddit because I am not using a good think browser, basically. So I have to make an account to see this. I can go to Edrit. Okay. So the Anti-Loud House Revamped. What is the description for this subreddit? Am I able to see this? Hi there, I'm Myth Mainstream. I'm one of the two joint heads of this subreddit. You may have noticed that Loud House Revamped and its sequel got taken down. I think this was because of me. I reported it to fanfiction.net for being full of plagiarism and having moments of violent terrorism. The truth is, I didn't actually think it was going to work. Considering the staff on fanfiction.net didn't do anything when the original broke the word count, I suspect they were going to ignore my report. But surprisingly, they did listen. Now, I want to talk about why I made this sub 2 years ago. So this fucking Randall made a sub 2 years ago. It's just so offensive to me. This Spurg has been tirelessly working on this fanfic shit for like 2 fucking years. And in the no, for 20 fucking years. But in the last 2 fucking years, the Spurg has been working on it. Miss Mainstream has been working to get it deleted for the anti-house revamped subreddit. Like, it's the Randalls are purely a destructive force. You have productive autism, and then you have these fucking Randalls. I was quite concerned about him, to be honest. Oh, you were so concerned about him, you took the one thing that's been tethering him to the earth, the one thing he wakes up in the morning to do every day consistently for the last 2 decades. You just took that away from him. I'm sure that's great for his psyche. I'm sure he feels wonderful. Oh, thank God I don't have to worry about that thing I've been working on for 20 fucking years. I'm sure he's fixed now. I'm sure he's very happy. I'm sure his fucking mental well-being is through the roof. He spends most of his time writing. He's autistic. He's a fucking spurg. If he wasn't doing this, he would be mastering Super Smash Bros. Melee and teching on Fox or whatever the fuck. Perhaps if you spoke about how bad it was, he would stop it and get on with. The worst Randalls are the ones who think they're doing a good thing. I'm gonna troll Chris and get him to cut the medallion and shove it up his ass because he just has to learn to get on with his life. This whole Sancho stuff, it's got racism in it. It's such a pretense. It's anybody who says that they're going to force somebody to do something for their own good is always a fucking liar. They want to cause human misery and they want to feel power. And they will lie about why they're doing it so they can justify it to themselves internally. This is honestly the worst fucking person in the entire world. This type of person is absolute cancer. They're a blight on society. They're a blight on the entire human race. Just fucking absolutely fucking. I'm so angry. I can't read this. We have to find some way to culture shift it so that Randalls are the most denigrated and humiliated people in existence. Anyways, next. Okay, so this is Brad Taste in Music. Supposedly this guy lost his fucking mind. I don't know his full lore. This is what I understand about him. He used to run a successful music channel. He was well liked. He did reviews of albums. He courted some minor controversy in regards to some of his takes, in regards to some of his music reviews. But for the most part, he did a pretty good job of doing what people wanted from him, and nothing else bad ever happened. Until at some point, he randomly decided to announce that he had a horrific weed addiction, and it was mentally taxing him, and he was not happy. And then at a certain point, he kept coming off and on and making increasingly like insane sounding videos. And then he was accused of domestic abuse towards his girlfriend. Yeah, he had broken up with. And I remember one of his original I smoked the ganja herb, ruined my life videos was about how his girlfriend left him because he was so unmotivated that she didn't like him anymore, so she left. And it could have been even a thing where he went to inpatient weed rehab and then he relapsed, and that's when she left him. But that's the gist of that. And then he comes out and says, she came out and said that actually he was abusive towards her, and he confirmed that. So this is the summary of his video that I'll just read for you because it's making rounds. Brad states he didn't and doesn't to this day have a problem with paying Tina $5,000 a month to sit around and smoke weed. He says he was arrested for domestic assault. It is unclear if he was actually charged with anything. This seems to prove that the Troon was not lying, because the Troon made a call-out video, because of course. The arrest was apparently about an hour after the I don't feel safe at home clip, meaning soon after the clip, he yells at Tina about crying about the H3 thing while he was streaming. He says that if he was going to cry, she should do it at her parents' house. I think he got canceled for literally standing next to H3, because H3 is a Jew, and you can't be Jewish anymore. I don't know who Hive Mind is. Maybe that's the name of the tranny. Like, dude, this thing has exploded into such complexity. It used to be just that he had a weed addiction, and now it's like I have no fucking idea what's going on. He moved back to his parents' house in Arizona. He stopped streaming. He watches movies all day. Constantly reflects with Tina and Hive Mind. Says he doesn't know if he wants to work because he doesn't want to. Suicide baiting. Stating he took unprescribed pills with vodka during this time. He keeps the vodka in his dresser. And he states, when things are getting good, his cousin was planning on going to Egypt and Switzerland and invited Brad. Brad says he enjoyed the experience and said he felt freer abroad because he didn't feel obligated to interact with people. I know that feeling. He then took a trip to Minnesota and stayed with a friend and hung out with a friend's friend while recording in the studio. He connects these people and says they start bonding. However, despite all this, he doesn't want to work. He no longer finds enjoyment in churning out slop for the channel he is known for. How hard is it to review music, bro? He should have reviewed that new Kanye album, Cousins. That was a banger. I reviewed that. I felt like my review of Cousins was pretty good. He's hanging out with his dad more. Okay. His dad said to him that his music wasn't good. Brad got offended by that. Did he make music, or was it just like his dad saying like you have shit taste in music, son? Son, I'm disappointed. You got that shit ass fucking taste. I don't know. Here, listen to some Pearl Jam, son. I think you would enjoy that. Weed makes you lazy. Crack makes you an excellent gambler. That's true. That's true. He looks. Can I just like play a minute? I want you to hear this guy because he looks so fucking gross. Come on now. I just said I optimized the Kiwi Farms, and then you do this to me. What the fuck did I do to deserve this, Chad? I didn't do shit. I don't deserve this. What's wrong? Pearl Jam is great. They made Evolution, buddy.
And then it's like the stuff with my ex, and then like with Hive Mind, and how that's all connected. You know, I can't get it out of my head.
Did he just make a 28-minute long video crying about his life? Is that what's happening here?
It's like no matter what I do, that's like my ex leaving.
Who cares?
To go and like be a part of Hive Mind and fuck Graydon's roommate, you know? Like,
who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't taking it so well. So,
get over it. Nobody cares. What a pussy. Oh, my girlfriend broke up with me and fucked some guy. Who gives a shit? Get the fuck over it. You're like 40. What are you crying about? It's so pathetic. Who gives a shit, brother? Review the fucking album. What's wrong with you? Oh yeah, I see this. I pointed out the Swans album before. His room hasn't changed in months. I pointed out the Swans album the last time he made a video crying about shit. The Swans album, by the way, is where that Lunacy song came from. All right, we'll check on Brad Taste and see if he's dead in like 5 months. Nick Fuentes is rising up on TikTok. He did a collab with a TikToker called Looks Maxing, also known as King Clavicular, and this is a little collab. Let's see what's going on. I think the joke here is that this is supposed to be like a hello PR meme where Nick Fuentes has the Riz. I mean, this guy does not have the Riz. This is incredibly cringe. So I think he is getting desperate. I don't know. If you mention Nick Fuentes on social media still, you still get all his little dick riders who like spam your replies about how Nick is awesome or whatever the fuck. I can't imagine what the fuck is wrong with people that still listen to this idiot. King Clavicular. Jedi Clav. He has 72,000 followers. Oh, I found it. Hold up. He did several TikToks with this guy. Is this woman in his house? No, it's like a still image. No woman has ever entered this guy's house. I like how this is very telling. You go to his channel and all these videos have like 20,000 views, like a lot of them do. But then the one of the woman he used for clickbait has only 10,000, because it's like, if you're watching this guy's videos, you're watching it for the men. You see this hoe, you're like, what the fuck? What's this roasty doing on my TikTok timeline? Disgusting. Show me the dudes. Show me the bods. Show me the looks maxing.
Hoopify, nice to meet you.
Hooperville?
Hoopify.
Hoopify, nice to meet you. Okay, so.
Hoopify, nice to meet you.
Is this what Riz looks like? What is happening? Dude, that guy looks so fucking gay. That guy looks... Has he had a nose job? His nose is so upturned. It looks like someone's cut it. Like a LA nose job. This guy looks like he sucks cock. He's in LA. That's definitely the hills, right? So he has enough. Maybe they rented a place in LA, because I know you can rent houses in the hills like that for your collabs with Nick Fuentes. Is that all the content they did together? I guess you have to pay for the other content that's behind the OnlyFans paywall. What am I even look? If you didn't tell me that this guy is like an incel moderator for the incel forums, and his name is Looks Maxing, I would just assume that this is a gay guy who's like a LA influencer. I would not assume that this guy is like an incel at all. I would just assume that he's a faggot. Is that it? Oh, there's one more that I missed.
What's your political views? Politics or jester?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's actually really based.
Oh, it's really based? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no, I'm
it's
just
really
kidding.
based.
I think politics are really cool.
Is this like a
What's your
skit?
political views? Politics or jester?
This is awful. This is the most awful content I've ever fucking seen ever. And I guess wow, that's atrocious. There is no like that. I'm sorry. I know that if you call Nick Fuentes gay, you get people who cry about how that's your mind and you're impugning your impure thoughts on poor Nick Fuentes, who's just trying to save the white race. Like, that's what they say every single time you call him a faggot. But this honestly feels like this whole collab thing, it's so insipid and terrible and meaningless that it literally feels like an excuse to go to LA and suck this guy's cock and get fucked in the ass and write it off as a business expense. And then people are like, hey, why were you at Destiny's house, huh? Right around the time that dick sucking video was recorded. I was just doing an interview, bro. It was just an interview. And they're like, why were you at that Looks Maxing guy's house? It just came out that he's gay and that he brings people over to suck his dick. He's like, well, I was just there to do like a collab with like the incels, because I'm like an incel and I'm keeping it real, bro. It's like this is cover. So what the fuck else is the point? Okay, I'm done looking at this gay guy. This guy, I'm telling you right now, this guy's a fag. Okay, I don't want to hear any fucking cope about how this guy is a straight incel. Or this guy's an incel because he is not attracted to women. By the way, Nick Fuentes has gone all in on the Donald Trump is a pedophile, and everyone, the whole administration is an Israeli psyop. We're the closest we've ever come to having federal ID regulations on the elections. We're the closest we've ever come to actually ending H-1B and deporting people. But now Nick Fuentes 100% against Donald Trump, though, to the point where Mark Hamill posted this. This is a quote from Nick Fuentes saying, "You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are," which is not an original quote. That comes from Richard Spencer, another homosexual who fucks brown ladies, talking to Sargon. This entire thing has been a scam. When we look back at the history of populism in America, we're going to look back at the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. quoted by Newsleak denouncing Trump over the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. To which Mark Hamill replies saying, "I completely agree with Fuentes," is a sentence I never thought I'd write. So Nick Fuentes is like now so obviously controlled opposition that he's being praised by like the biggest libshit retards on the fucking planet. I don't know how much more obvious it can get before I stop getting comments from people about how Nick Fuentes is super based, actually, and I should give him a chance, and I should actually listen to his podcast, because like how many more dick sucking videos need to come out before you're like, actually, I know it's hard to be like, I've wasted the last 5 years of my life listening to this fucking retard who's actually super fucking based, because occasionally he says kike and says that Israel bad, actually. You know who else thinks Israel bad? Basically everybody on the planet right now. Basically everybody who walks the fucking earth who doesn't have a kippah on thinks Israel bad at this point in time. So, I don't know what you need, buddy. Next. The vile enemy, Moldavius Fig Tree, was formally accused of sexual assault. Did I talk about this last stream? I might have. What time was this posted? 11 p.m. There's no way I did it then. Moldavius, it feels like it was so long ago. It must have been last stream. I don't think I did. So here's what happened with this guy, okay? A gay furry, who I think might be a pooner based on some comments in this, came out and wrote an expose about their experiences with Moldavius on a furry dating app called Howler. And to sum up a long story short, this person met up with Moldavius Fig Tree, and they cuddled. Now, I want to make this clear. You should never cuddle with somebody you don't intend to have sex with. I don't know why I keep reading stories about sexual assault that start with, like, I just want to have a heckin' platonic, wholesome cuddle with a gay man or with a brown Mohammedan rapist. If you cuddle somebody, you're basically consenting in the eyes of, like, 80% of men, I'm pretty sure. So they had a heckin' wholesome gay little cuddle-orino. And the furry made it clear to Moldavius that they did not consent to any form of penetrative or bodily fluid exchange. So Moldavius, drunk and retarded and gay, decided to dry hump this furry to completion and then skeeted all over their clothes. Then afterwards, Moldavius needed a ride, so he drove him back home and dropped him off after being skeeted on. And that is the allegation in summary that has been presented against Moldavius Fig Tree. Now, under contemporary definitions, this is sexual assault, because I don't think you would appreciate it if you were sitting on a bench or something and some dude walked up and skeeted on you. So that's definitely unwanted sexual contact. I think that's safe to say. And I have nothing more to say about this. There's more to Jason, though. In particular, in case you want like a complete and total rundown over the full history of Jason Hall and Moldavius Fig Tree, Haramberger on page... God, even what page is this? On page 1137, went through the entire forum thread and put together a summary of every 100 pages with highlights of those 100 pages. So you can go through and you can read the summaries of everything and fully understand the complex, sordid history of Moldavius Fig Tree. Now, there is one special update to this, two actually. Jason has announced that he has taken a vacation, which is a little bit surprising because he was expected to manage his game jam. Every year, Jason does a game jam, which is when basically amateur programmers submit game concepts that are thrown together in a couple weeks in spare time. So it's basically enough time to just do a minimum viable product for any kind of specific gameplay idea as bare bones as possible. So you don't actually make like a full game. You just like do your best to make as much of a game as possible, and then the best candidate wins. So usually he does this every year. This year he's had a significant drop off of participants compared to last year, and he abruptly announced on his Discord that he was going to take a break. He says, "At everybody, going to take a week off for a much needed vacation, which is something I haven't done in years. Just going to watch anime, write, chill out, and enjoy myself. Looking forward to what you all make in the game jam when I get back. Take care of yourselves, you absolute mad lads." So even his sign off is just stealing from Count Dankula. Now, last time I read a Discord message from Moldavius, I pointed out that the first reaction to his Discord message was the trans flag, and I made fun of the fact that that trannies just rub their dick on everything because they're gross, obnoxious, coon brain retards. In this one, they put a little egg there, the trannies did, which is a reference to when someone is successfully groomed into wanting to mutilate their body. So the predominant theory here appears to be that the trannies think that Jason is cracking his egg and will soon become a tranny too. I figure that might be possible. That's definitely one way out of the conundrum he's found himself in, is coming out as trans. So, middle of his game jam, just needs a little break to watch some anime and crack that egg of his. Meanwhile, on the side of the righteous side of history. Oh, no, that's not the right segue. This was abruptly after Twitch had announced that they would be cracking down on inflated view counts. There were a lot of streamers who were obviously botting their view counts, and so Twitch said they were going to be cracking down on this. They had improved their algorithm's ability to identify view botting and inauthentic viewership, and then immediately after this, he decided that he would announce his break before his next stream. So the speculation on the forum is that he view bots and he's waiting to get some insider information about either how to continue view botting or to take 2 weeks off and then come back and his viewer count is way lower. And then he can just be like, I took 2 weeks off, so it's really expected that when I came back, it would be a lot lower. And that's just how it is. That's just how life as a streamer is. You just have to stream every day. And if you don't, you lose a lot of viewers that were in that groove of showing up to the streams. So that's like what he's going to do is the speculation. However, on the other side of the table, on the winner's side, Ross has announced that the signing for the EU initiative is now closed. And it has the final count of 1,448,271 signatures in support, which clears the 1 million minimum requirement by quite a bit, and should give it enough leeway that it will pass even if fake votes are taken out. So it looks like, barring any shenaniganery by the video game industry, it looks like that will be proceeding into the negotiation phase of the initiative. Congratulations, Ross. My boy was so sad, so heartbroken about his movement failing because of the lies of the vile enemy. And oh, how the turns of table chat. How the shoe is on the other foot now. And that is it for Stop Killing Games stuff. Tim Pool made a rare appearance on another person's podcast. This guy, Matan, I think his name is he's Jewish. He made his debut by crashing the games E3 thing and saying something about Bill Clinton, his rabbi, Bill Clinton. Matan bullied Tim Pool into taking his beanie off. And as expected, he is completely and totally bald. And all the bullshit about wearing the beanie so that he won't be noticed in public is just completely fake. He was literally just ridiculed by this Jewish retard into taking off his hat. Why anyone would agree to this guy's podcast is completely unknown to me. You could not pay me $1 million to sit in that chair by this Jew and like his weird friends doing like a shtick. But I guess Tim Pool is real fucking down bad. He's stripping on command from Matan in the cuck chair. I just don't understand what the fuck he was doing. And Patrick S. Tomlinson is perhaps being sued. Leslie Varney, who has made several appearances on Mount the Internet because of her tangential relationship to Patrick, has indicated that she intends to sue Patrick Tomlinson because, if I remember correctly, Patrick did his usual thing. He was kicked out of a science fiction writing convention by Leslie because of some kind of abuse and harassment related thing. And then Patrick very wisely went onto social media and called her a stalker, troll terrorist stalker child, which made her think, what the fuck is wrong with you? And doubled down on banning him. So he basically slandered her as being one of the people from O&A and shit. And so she is going to sue him, supposedly. We will see how that develops, chat. I definitely need more litigation in my life. I think we all do. Next. Let's see. How do I want to tackle this? Okay. I have a brief collection of this, and I will read this instead. So, very bizarrely and very tangentially related to the Gay Tour Game War, I made a remark during the stream with Pay that Gator was rebranding from the Gay Tour Game War to the anime Aardvark, in part because what he was suffering from was not a lack of notoriety, but an abundance of it. His reputation had a stink, and he wants to avoid that because I believe in his heart of hearts, the anime Aardvark wants to be a serious commentator and gossip monger for the VTubing world. That is like his, as a 38-year-old man, that is his ambition in life. That's what he wants to do. And this isn't an unprecedented field. It was actually pioneered by one Flamco, a member of the sector turned anime reviewer, VTube gossip monger. And I mentioned on that stream that Flamco had been gone for quite a while. From my recollection, someone went to the 4chan archives that are like third-party archives and typed in some, like his Discord handle or something, and found a bunch of weird posts that he'd been making on the social board, which is just a place for like hookups, I want to say, like hookups and cam whores. And it had been found out that Flamenco had for a very long time been posting his socials on Soak asking for a hookup. And in particular, I remember this, a lot of things I when I talk about them on stream, at best I memorize them, I discuss them briefly, and then I forget about them quite quickly. I got to move on. There's lots of shit to talk about, right, chat? Flamenco is one of the few instances where that story committed to long-term memory. I distinctly remember what happened with him. He was on social offering people, in his capacity as a Starbucks manager, Starbucks gift cards to any cuties that would brighten his day. I remember the exact language of these advertisements. Literally soliciting prostitution on 4chan from some of the most mentally ill women that have ever existed. I should warn you. With Starbucks gift cards. Perhaps the most pathetic way to prostitute yourself. There was somebody on the Kiwi Farms who at some point in chat said that when she was a teenager, she gave a blowjob in the bathroom of a mall because she wanted enough money to buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That is probably the most pathetic form of prostitution. Starbucks gift cards for hanging out with Flamenco of all people is a step down from that. So that was a blow to Flamenco and his anime VTuber commentary career. But the real death knell was that it turned out he was into Shotokan. He had liked in some way, I think his hentai account was found, and in his favorites was a thing called Boy Soprano that he had recently favorited, which was, if I remember correctly, it was like adult female child student Shotokan hentai. And people were not fond of this, and he just bowed out after that. However, things on like Flamenco don't go away. Obviously, he's going to stay online and keep being Flamenco. So he has been in his Discord, continuing to talk to people. Apparently, there is ongoing drama where he was living with somebody called Pixie, who sounds like a tranny to me, but I don't know. On the Discord, he says, I said in a just world I would shoot Diorio, but I feel like that's reasonable when you defame someone as a pedophile, especially his faggot pedophile defending ass. Kind of done taking shit from LARPer and Chief Pixie. He says, no, Pixie, you constantly bitch and moan and talk down to me like a whiny cunt, bringing shit up years old whenever given the slightest chance. Done. I think he banned him from Discord. He didn't actually. When he says throw him out of the house, that is a hyperbole. He threw him out of the Discord. But what I actually want to read is this. His accounts got hacked. In particular, his Reddit account got hacked. Now, we had saw on 4chan that he was dishing out his social contact information to the public, hoping to find a cutie willing to brighten his day. And so, how can I do this? Let me move, because I have this one. Give me 1 second. Let's see, I'm going to move. I can download this to my network attached device now, and that should simplify things, I think. Okay, so what I'm about to read to you, once I'm done throwing this up, is very creepy. And if I remember correctly, as I'm preparing this, let me practice. I remember that I had a voice that I did for Flamenco that I would use because whenever anybody came on his show, he would say, "Hey, buddy," and it's like that kind of like sleazy, nice, like super over the top, nice. Hey, buddy, how you doing, buddy? I think that's how you do it. Okay, so I need like a voice to read these because they're very creepy, and I don't want to read them in my natural, beautiful voice as it is. All right. So let me pull up my NAS, and then I can drop these in. And then I can read them. Okay. So this is a collection of the best hits that he had been sending out. I think his private messages on his Reddit account. Okay. So this is to Aurora RVS. And my understanding is that these are random women on Reddit that were looking for hookups or something. Okay. So these are messages from Flamenco to various women on Reddit. I'm willing to tie you up, throw you in my trunk, and drive you to a nice secluded house to make you scream and cry and make that goth eyeliner run with your tears. Very erotic. Oh, I forgot to download this one, I think. Hold up. And again, the main thing about this is that it's the abundance. It's the abundance of messages. He had been sending these in abundance to many people for over a long period of time. Okay. I would be interested in forging a connection. You never know. I'm a pretty nice guy. That's because the woman says, your post history says you're a Trump supporter. I don't think we would get along. He says, I'm pretty outspoken and opinionated. Are you very attractive? That would help a lot. What a Stacy. That is entirely subjective. I've never had any complaints. You do have glasses. That's always a plus. I'm Josh. Oh, no. Darn, but I promise I'm not a monster. Okay, so this is the appropriate time to show you what that Imager album is. 1 second. Here we go. We got Flamenco. taking a selfie in what appears to be the mirror of a ski resort from the 1970s. And this is him with his shirt off in a aforementioned mirror. Now they have done the investigative work. This is his grandfather's house. So my boy is doing this in grandpa's house, and that's why it looks like a ski resort from the 1970s. No relation. I think I can help, sweet little girl. Race play is definitely a kink I enjoy, but I can never find anyone to engage in it. You seem exactly like what I'm looking for, an eager submissive to torment and train and use. I hope that you are still looking, winky face. And I guess this was sent without a response. So he says this. And to bring up further info, I have an example of some rules I think you'd like if you were to live in pet, and I would expect these rules to be upheld. 1. Whenever we are alone together, you are to drop to your knees, face straight towards, legs spread, mouth parted, and eyes downcast. 2. You are to always refer to me as Massa. When answering questions, you are always to use the honorific after answering. Your pussy is no longer yours, but as such a chastity belt will be worn whenever you are not in use. Every day, you will have a list of chores to complete. You are expected to complete all of them perfectly. If there are mistakes, you will be punished. Unless otherwise stated, you will be nude whenever you and I are alone together, aside from your chastity belt and your collar. Unless it is utterly urgent, you are not to speak unless spoken to. 7, you will not come without permission. 8, you will not sit at a table or couch when we are alone. You will be warm in my bed unless you are being punished, and in that case, you will be sleeping in a kennel. Tell me what you think. I think you are exactly what I'm looking for. I do work for home, interested what that is about, and this is me. Well, this is a not safe for work idea of what you'll be working with. I hope your mouth isn't too tiny. And I think, thankfully, we are spared these images. They have been deleted at some point. So Anonymous says, what kind of abuse do you think I deserve? He says, depends on how much you can take. He says, try me. I live for mental, physical, and verbal abuse. I crave pain and degradation. He says, nasty little fuck toy, aren't you? And then she says, I am a pathetic cum dump. Only good for one thing. Ew. Why would you ever want to hook up with somebody like this? Is a real question that I have. Okay, so she ghosts him. She ghosts him. She doesn't like. He somehow gave her the ick, and he gets ghosted by this. He says, "I'd keep you chained up, beating you and raping you." Oh God, I forgot to say that in the voice. Beating you and raping you whenever I feel like it. So somehow this lady ghosted him. Okay. Damn that. Destruction to Elia, saying, I think I may be able to take control and make you a filthy, destroyed slut. I hope you're still looking. She apparently was not still looking. To Little Oddities 93, how dark do you fantasies get? Heavy CNC, consensual, non-consensual rape play. Blood, degraded to the point where I'm so desperate I would do anything. Lo, those are a few of my favorite things. I really like abduction play too. I love the idea of playing out abducting and breaking a little girl into a perfect compliant slave girl. Heh heh heh, right? Just so sexy. What's this guy's hobby, by the way? Remind me what it was? He was really into this one thing. It's like this weird YouTube. Oh, VTubers. That's right. This guy was really big into VTubers. No wonder why VTubers are so concerned about their privacy. And this is to Misogyny Throwaway 6. I think I can help with your problem, naming that there is no point in women reviving pleasure. I don't know what that means. So this was 7 years ago. So at some point, Flamco was sending out mass DMs to anybody that would listen to him, and getting apparently there's many more of these, and those are the few that got responses, and they still ghosted him. So. Oh, receiving pleasure. I see. There's no point in a woman receiving pleasure. Okay. I got you. If you'd like to learn more about this, it's in the Flamenco thread. Cool. Okay. Moving right along there, chat. Some ordinary gamers. Okay, so there's been 2 call-out videos on some ordinary gamers. This guy called Agent N called out Mutahar for apparently lying about his engineering credentials to get a visa, which sounds familiar. And then there's a full breakdown about Mutahar by Harmful Opinions, who is friendly towards the Kiwi Farms. This is a 15-minute long video. So I have not had the opportunity to watch these. I really apologize, but I figured I would bring them up. I should probably even feature them on the site, because apparently it's a big deal that he's faked his credentials, because he's one of the Jason Horthal types that will go on air and then talk about how he was a programmer, like an engineer, and that's like his credentials that he leans back on. And apparently that is false. So if you would like to watch a full 15-minute long breakdown on how Mutahar might be lying about his credentials, or if you want to watch a 38-minute long minute breakdown, I'll put those in the description so you can watch them. But that's the gist from what I understand. There's a 3-minute clip. I'll watch this. Okay, let's see.
He also has a heart of gold. He's a philanthropist. This may not be gaming related, but I feel it's something to share. This morning, while coming home from my office, I saw a wealthy individual talking down to someone that was homeless, simply for the reason that he made more money and therefore was a better fit to society. I did everything to this man to shut him up, short of getting violent. What, did you let him sniff your poop spittoon? I've been at both ends of the spectrum, but I've never been homeless in my life. I suspect there's another spectrum you're on too, brother. The way some people treat others is absolutely horrible. No one is a better man or woman simply because they have more. So many factors go into that. Money does not define you as a person. I ended up giving this man what he considers a small fortune, $130 in my wallet. The individual was very grateful for it and proceeded to hug me. Saint Mutahar, beloved of the homeless. Now, I didn't give him money simply for being homeless. I gave him money because it was the human thing to do. Nah, Invader Zim, you're not tricking me. Life isn't about living for yourself or spreading some great message or winning a few battles here and there. It's simply about being a good person. It's kind of funny when I say I learned this morals from ordinary video games. But it's true. What, the rising price of AAA? Is that why you gave him $130? Okay, look, Harmful, please. It's pretty cringe, but he doesn't deserve this. Think of his health. Think of his heart condition. You know that stress gives him cancer, as he explained in 2014. For those out there, I've had a bad couple of days as of now, and why I've been unable to stream. I have several medical conditions, and although my stress has always been high and this is my coping method for that, I believe family heart issues have surfaced, and I've been cursed with them. I also believe that cancer could be involved as a potential factor in the situation, alongside work problems IRL. Were you telling people you might have cancer because a doctor said that? Or was it whispered to you by one of your sleep paralysis demons? Because it's not a joke, is it, Mutahar? It's not something you should just play around with frivolously.
Your parents probably will also tell you straight up, lying about having cancer is like evil bad, okay? Like, god damn, if you believe in a god, and the devil, you know that this shit is alone enough to send you down to fucking hell and burn there. That's how bad this situation is.
To be fair, unlike Boogie, he didn't say he did have cancer. He just floated that
Isn't he Hindu or isn't he Muslim? Didn't he take the Hajj to the Muslim cube in Saudi Arabia? What is he getting off talking about God and the Jivos?
possibility out there to the world for sympathy. And it can be scary. A couple years back I had to have a scan done, which cleared up there wasn't a problem, but I was spooked, and I talked about it. I talked about what my doctor said in the test I was getting. I didn't say, I believe cancer could be involved in why I feel bad. That would be fucking weird. Mutahar, did you have a good reason to say you thought cancer was involved? Or did you just throw it out there for giggles? Careful bringing up the big C word. Sunground Studios might try to make friends with you. You know, you actually remind me of him. Not because you're brown, because of the suits. No racism here. No Islamophobia. Not even going to mention the now deleted meeting with Al-Qaeda video. I don't know what's in that. Probably just an engineering conference. Yeah, this stuff's old. But how old's the stuff he was using just last month to claim engineering credentials? And it's not like he has a degree, is it? His cybersecurity background is a high school nepo job. Remind you of anyone else? He wants to live in the past? I'm merely obliged.
Invoking Moldavia's fig tree's name. That's the highest disrespect possible.
And not only that, this is the foundation of his channel. This is the basis of his internet presence. When you see the die-hard fans who love him no matter what, been there from the start, the first million, it's because they've been told he'd die for them, that he loves them, that they're his family. Literally. Disgusting. And this is just what can be found from a brief scan of his career yesterday morning, so I'd have some idea who Mutahar is.
I just feel like I've always said, like, Putahar. And by the way, someone asked me, is it Mutasar or Putahar? It's Putahar. That is the correct Indianification of him. It is difficult trying to find redeemable qualities about the Indian people, chat. There we go. Okay, sorry, I broke my setup. As I said, if you want to watch the full version of that, I will point you in the right direction. It is in his thread on the Kiwi Farms, which is quite short. Page 39 is where this starts. I think actually it starts a little bit earlier on page 34. If you want to have a full breakdown on Mutahar's credentials, chat. Now, I don't even care anymore. Gem. So I mentioned on the Saturday stream with PPP that there were some swirling speculations that Metacr was dead, and this was supposedly brought up because at the time he had not posted anything anywhere for over 10 days, and then at the 2-week period, Brian Dunn, the biggest liar and faggot that the internet has ever seen, said that he died on the 15th of cardiac arrest. As mentioned, Brian Dunn is one of the biggest faggots to ever walk the fucking earth, so I immediately put no credit into this, but a lot of people did. In fact, this very large Twitter account called Kaiguya's Top Gal at Hayasaka Arian said, Mr. Metacr might be dead, quoting nothing but the Kiwi Farms, and very thankfully, I had verified this account as being King of Pole. So the people who knew who Metacr were and knew who King of Pole were immediately attributed this fucking bullshit to Brian Dunn and not to the Kiwi Farms. Otherwise, I'd be pretty fucking pissed. But there was effectively a fucking candlelight vigil for Metacr being dead. People cried. There were tears in the streets. People were worried. And to this day, by the way, or even right now, Metacr has not posted any denial that he's still alive, any proof of life. But he did tell somebody that he was alive. Kasha Fashtal contacted him by DMs, and he confirmed privately to her, which he mentions only in a live stream, that he is still alive. So even though there is widespread, rampant speculation that he is dead, and his fans are literally slitting their wrists and preparing to embalm themselves as Egyptian cat in his Pharisee's tomb, he has not addressed this, but he is telling the anime girls that he's alive, so... such is life. That's it for Jim. He's still alive, according to the anime girls. Ethan Ralph has been posting more pictures with his senorita. This is Panzuela III, his third Mexican girlfriend, aka his third prostitute. He decided to post these various stills, heavily edited, filtered stills of him and her together. I think I played this video of them last stream. As you can see, when not edited by iPhone's amazing chinky filters, she looks like a Mexican boy. But when you crank the filter up to maximum chinkification, she looks like this. And then I think that this is a cringe video. Let's take a look. His parents are dead. I mean, her parents. Her parents are also probably dead.
In español.
Es una. No sé qué. Es una. ¿Cómo es?
Delicioso.
Sabe delicioso. Sí, se ve delicioso, Se ve bonito.
Ah, guacamole. Me es gringo, me gusta guacamole. Sí, sí. Brisca, señorita, con cuidado que está caliente la lunch.
Gracias.
Ahora le traigo tus camarones rojas.
Claro.
Oh. What? Oh.
Look at oh, dude, she's so annoyed. I bet you the agreement was like, okay, you get the girlfriend experience, but you have to pay extra for like the public girlfriend experience.
Ahora le traigo tus camarones
Like,
rojas.
and then he like sneaks a pic of her once, and she's like, "Oh man, I'm on camera," and I told you I didn't want to be on camera. So she does like a thing, or she's like, "Okay, I guess I'll act sexy or whatever." And then he pans away, and she's like, "Oh, thank God, we're done with that." He's violating the boundaries that I set, but at least it's fucking over already. And then he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it again." And now she's like, "God fucking damn, this fucking pig monster is so fucking annoying." And she doesn't even bother trying to like look happy about that shit. He said on stream, by the way, that she works. She works. So he only gets to see her some days because her job is just so demanding. I think perhaps he could see her every day, but I think the price for that might be a little bit too steep for Ethan Ralph to afford. Because I don't think that she's there voluntarily based on their high octane chemistry, chat. Obviously, she works. Yeah, she's a working girl, all right. That's the Ralph update. He's eating Mexican slop in fucking Yucatan with a prostitute, and everyone's supposed to care about this. A brief update about Nicholas Ricada. As mentioned when he received his sentencing earlier this year, there would be a couple months period of his probation where pending successful completion of probation, his 60, I think it was 90 days, 30 days, how many days? 28-day jail sentence would be deferred upon the completion of his, if he stayed in good standing with his probation. And as expected, he did complete his probationary period. At least he has 5 years left, like of the 5 years, almost all of it left. But the jail sentence that would have been handed out in August if he immediately fucked up has been deferred. So, really minor Ricada update. Not much to say about that. Just going to move right along. Better for you if I keep it at that volume. You guys are so, oh my God. Like, I'm looking at my voice, and my voice is, like, peaking. And then I play stuff that's, like, -6 decibels cranked down. And you guys are like, that's so loud. It's like, it's not louder than my voice. It shouldn't be. Ignore them. Crank it up. Okay. So Bossman Jack, what's he up to? A lot of bad stuff. I love this summary. This shit goes crazy. More content in 10 minutes than a decade of Ricada bullshit. I don't think we can watch all this. Supposedly this clip goes really hard though. Let's watch it at 1.5 and see if it can keep us for the full 9 minutes, chat. Let's just see.
Kitchen Chronicles #3. Today, we're going to be cooking some bacon and some Reese's Puff cereal. We're going to be mixing the two together, bacon and Reese's Puff cereal, to make a trifecta of awesome, delicious flavor. Let me show you guys how it's done. Come on in.
He's high on meth, in case you didn't know. Uh-oh. Boss, you lost us, boss.
Just kidding, guys. What are we doing now? What is this? Oh, you got your eyebrow pierced. Nice, bro. Clean. Looking like a little Peep. Kickflip. Oh, shit, I got new shoes on. Yeah, buddy, what, Beef? Hey, Beef, let me juice you a little $100, bro. I got $100 with your name on it, Beef. Just give me your salon. Actually, I'm gonna swap it to salon, yeah. Just give me your salon. Is it because I'm nigga handsome and wealthy? I have no tattoos. Bro, I just withdrew $1,400. I got $500 to do a Discord stream on another server, and I ran it up and withdrew $1,400. It's cool, I got you. Take the $100, bro. Don't feel bad. You
Does
give me a lot of
meth
money.
really make you gay?
That's less than what you giving me. Is that true? I gave you all that one day, but still, bro, you do so much of that. It's good, Troy, my boy. If you insist. Yeah, I kind of do. I'm going to call you a pussy-ass bitch if you don't take
I thought gays did meth. I didn't know that meth made you gay.
Something wrong with me. Let's go faster.
Okay, he's
shit.
literally running around his house.
What am I doing, bro?
Like in the center of his house on the ground floor, there's like a staircase to go upstairs, and he's like running around the square around the center staircase like a hamster in a wheel.
What am I doing, dude?
Cheese makes you gay? I think that's fucking fake
Faster,
news,
faster,
buddy.
Bossman. Faster, Bossman.
It is sped up. It is sped up.
Yes, ma'am.
This is time and a
I got you,
half.
Mama. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's so small. I have to go really fast in them. You know, it's crazy. It sucks having a small dick, dude. It sucks. You gotta fucking work that thing like it's a fucking torpedo. You gotta fucking do every angle. You gotta fucking really, thrust. I sent it. Okay. Should I cook something, guys? Oh, hips and glutes. That's right. It's all on the hips. Yep. I'm gonna show you guys around the back stuff. Oh, what is that? Who is that? Who are you? Get out of here! Get off my property now!
Is he yelling at his own dad?
No, I'm just kidding, guys.
What the
Who's over
fuck?
there? I know.
I feel like I've been abducted by a meth head. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, tits! I'm gonna see the milk.
The way I'm being carried makes me nervous. This guy is clearly a danger to himself and others, and
Make sure I'm wearing really
somehow
tight pants. You know what I'm saying?
he somehow acquired custody of me.
Yeah, come on here. You gotta have the bulge showing. Whether you need to use a penis pump or not, that's up to you. I prefer to use one. It makes it look really nice. And you just stand there. And you just kind of pose. I'm just kidding. Oh shit, bro! I'll tell you one thing. Nope. What, Tom? Hold on. What was I gonna say? Oh, she's actually a MILF though. She's actually a MILF. That's down the fuck. She's a MILF, dude.
What is he talking
Can you
about?
respect India and support, please? Are you saying if I don't give you money, I don't respect India? I'll give you 10 cents. You fucking piece of shit. You want 10 cents? You want 10 cents, bitch?
Oh no, he's disrespecting India. My good sir, please redeem. Please redeem the Solana. Put it at 1x. People will complain though if I do that.
In my paradise island.
Okay, I'll put it back down. I don't think this is helping with the motion sickness. I still feel kidnapped.
Apex 360 no scope. I bet you're blessing the poor today. I am. I'm giving 10 cents to 10 people. If you want to sign up for that, you can you can do the application. Okay. No application than 10 cents. I got you. You can sign up twice, actually. Yeah. 3 times if you're smart. Okay, guys. What the fuck, dude? Look at this shit.
Those are the scabs from picking on his skin from the meth bugs. That's pretty fucking grody, boss. Ugh.
Fucked up, isn't it? I don't know, bro. I gotta set one up. I'm gonna take one of my antibiotics. I am taking Percocet 30. Yep, that's the one for the antibiotic.
Makes me happy imagining Bossman holding me. You think so?
No, I'm gonna take 3. Yeah, Perc 30s. They're working really good for my. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Perc 30s.
He just got you. Look at everyone in chat that got trolled. What the fuck is going on?
Yo, I see a buck.
A buck?
What am I doing, bro? I'm fucking
go break that buck.
Sorry, guys.
You can't handle a firearm, boss. You're a
take one of
felon.
these antibiotics, so. Hey, boss, can I tell you something? Nah, bro. Nah. Yes, you can. What's good? Oh, let me guess. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, buddy.
If boss goes out and gets that buck, he can double chuck it on roulette and come up huge.
Hell yeah. Yeah, buddy. Oh. My dad's like, hey, Diana.
He's in a good mood. I wonder why.
I'll check. He needs to
I
quit.
think he's on some kind of mood-altering substance, perhaps.
Sorry. Do I love India? I had this black girl that went to my high school. Her name was India. She was kind of hot, actually. I don't know. I'm not usually attracted to black girls. She's like slim, thick kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, I'm itching, dude. You guys want to see the goods? We're rocking some ham.
Bossman Jack answered the question, by the way, if you prefer blacks to Indians. And he says that he does, in fact, prefer blacks. Now, this is the real meat of this video that I'm showing you. He is rifling through his parents' cheese drawer. And as you can see, Bossman Jack's parents actually buy jelly sliced cheese, which makes them more particular about cheese than like 90% of Americans.
Sorts of cheese. We got some.
He's also making sure to get his
We got some.
the dirty grime from under his fingernails from scratching at his meth sores all over the cheese, which I honestly I do not appreciate at all.
Cream
Havarti.
Cream Havarti butter cheese.
Sounds
I don't want
good,
that.
boss. What do you mean you don't want
That
that?
doesn't sound too good to me, but I'm sure it's probably good.
It's
from Amish.
How do you read the word butter in any context and not immediately think, oh yeah, that sounds great? What's wrong with this guy? He must be high on something.
Country. These are look. It's from Amish country. This is stuff from Amish people, bro. Like real Amish people. Look, Walnut Creek. Look that up. They're Amish people. Real ass Amish. Oh fuck! I gotta do something real quick, guys. Oh fuck!
This guy in my chat says, "Stop talking about cheese. It's so forced." Homie, I'm about to show you something. This is for the locals people. Usually only locals people get to see this. And I'm not even joking. This is part of my locals content, okay? I'm going to show you how fucking fake gay and forced this is. You ready, motherfucker? Hold up. We're taking a little detour just to answer the one homosexual in chat who is literally doubting me at this exact moment. I don't appreciate that. So this is just a little insight, okay? I have a subscription to a cheese variety pack, and I have a nice camera, and so to indulge both my interest in photography and my interest in cheese, when I get my cheese pack, I will set up nice little displays of my cheese and tell my locals about my cheese. Does this look like somebody who's faking his interest in cheese? Does this look like something I just pretend to do? No, I literally buy gourmet cheese and I decorate plates and I take high quality 8K photos of my cheese and I post them on the internet along with full reviews of my cheese. In case you're wondering, this cheese is a goat cheese from Indiana that is soaked in wine leaves that are themselves soaked in Kentucky bourbon. And so it is a very tart cheese. It is a very high quality fresh cheese. It is a cream cheese, far and away better than anything you'd get at the store like Philadelphia, which is barely even a fucking dairy product, if I have to say so myself, motherfucker. You can find more cheese reviews at manattheinternet.locals.com. Thank you.
Man-made cheese. Yeah, cheese. Well, I'll be right back, guys. You guys want to see me do something funny?
Indiana, not India.
Watch this.
Oh, he's going to prank his parent. Oh, God. He's sneaking into... He's sneaking into his dad's room. His dad is laying there on the bed. Now, you can't hear this because Discord is merciful and is cutting this out, but he's making a screeching noise like a chicken. And his father is apparently a master yogi, and he has actually transcended the mortal plane into nirvana and is somehow able to blot out his methamphetamine addicted son barging into his room and live streaming him on the bed while screeching like a chicken. I'm not kidding. The reason why it was muted was because Discord picked it up as noise and canceled it. That's why it didn't make any noise.
What is wrong with me, dude? What is wrong with me, bro? That was my mom.
That was his mom, sorry. Sorry, his mom is the master yogi.
Wait.
I didn't even know that a woman could achieve nirvana. I thought that women couldn't achieve nirvana. I thought only men could. Is anyone in here a Buddhist? Can they clarify if women can achieve nirvana?
Wait till you guys see. Wait. I'll do my dad again.
They can't. They cannot achieve nirvana.
He's in his underwear. Hey, Dad. Yeah, buddy.
He's an equal opportunity troll. He's going to go into his dad's room. His dad has not achieved nirvana somehow and is very upset when he's squawked at.
Okay, I'm done. Should have done that. I mean, it's already been. It's kind of too late for that, Pops. You know.
Are you fucking with me? The official canon of Buddhism is that a woman can only achieve nirvana after reincarnating into a man. Is this real life?
It's already been done.
Is this why they set them on fire? Because they're just like, well, if you were a good wife, you'll reincarnate. You know, I heard that once, that they're very reckless about each other's lives because the thought is, well, if you get killed, it's because you deserved it because it's karma. And if you are good, you'll just reincarnate as a better person anyways. I've heard this before. That's why the Indians are so fucking terrible.
The done thing. Yeah, buddy. Woo, rise and shine. Time for school. I get to stay at home to stream. Take a hike, buddy. I'm getting on my computer. See you in a minute.
Okay, and then he drops out. Okay, very cool. So that's what the Bossman household is like. Very fascinating place. I wouldn't personally want to live there. I think this is oh man. This is him baiting again. I think he runs up 14 grand and then loses it all. Let's just skip to the last minute. That's the good part. Is the last minute when he starts doing when he loses. So he's at 17. Oh, he's at $6,000 here. Wait, does he run up 17? Oh, he's at $1,000 when that happens. And then we go to 5 minutes and he's at 6,000. And I want to say he's down from like 14,000 tops. Okay. So he's at 3,000 here actually. Is he really doing? Oh, so it goes from 3,000 to 17 cents. So he's betting $3,000 at a time. I can't see that. It must be what he's doing though.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, I'm right there to get 10K, dude. I'm right there, bro.
He's literally betting
right there,
multiple
bro.
thousands of
I'm right there,
dollars at a
bro.
time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself right now. I'm actually gonna kill myself, dude. Oh my fucking God, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna do it, bro.
Why does the forum allow you to share things to Blue Sky? What is wrong? What is with this? Why is that a thing?
Oh my fucking God, dude. Oh my fucking God, bro. Oh my fucking God. I'm actually, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, dude. I just lost, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I'm gonna kill myself, dude. I swear, dude. I'm not kidding. Oh my God, dude.
Can't say that, boss. It's against the rules.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do it. There's no way I'm doing this anymore, dude. There's no way I'm doing this anymore, dude. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, I'm serious. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, bro. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I'm deleting everything.
You just said you're gonna kill yourself.
I cannot do this anymore. I'm deleting everything. I'm fucking deleting my Discord right now. I'm gonna delete my Twitch. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm fucking done, guys. I swear to God, I'm fucking done. I cannot live and do this anymore. I cannot lose 10K and have nothing and do it over and over again. I'm gonna fucking do it, bro. I swear to God, bro.
Well, maybe you shouldn't bet $4,000 every spin, buddy. Okay, I just disabled that in real time. That was pissing me off. How fucking dare you? All right. I think we got a minute of Crackarooski Cracker. I mean, he's high on meth now. So let's see.
Bro! Oh my God, all in.
I think this is a Violence Max clip.
Oh my God. I need that.
Yes, he suicide baits to get donations. It works on his parents, so it works on his audience.
Oh, what the fuck? That would have been $1,000. That literally would have been everything I fucking needed. Bro, I mean,
Is ascending? Is he reaching Nirvana?
Oh my God. Let's fucking give it away, dude. Give it away at that point. Let's fucking give it to him. I literally want to die, dude. That was lucky. Can you? Yeah! Comeback season, bitch!
He's doing it. He's gonna make it this time, I think.
No! Oh my God. I just.
Oh, it just cuts out. The violence is so severe that the clip just ends abruptly. And then he starts spamming. Hi guys, it's finally time to do this. I'm doing my Discord server in 30 minutes. You guys can get in. You guys can add each other, whoever you want to add, and add each other. I'm doing my Twitch. I'm done completely. I'm retiring. I just broke my $5,000 computer and I want to end my life. Take care, guys, at everyone. I don't think my listening audience will be so lucky, though. I feel like... Was there more? No, I don't think that there was more, right? It's the same clip. And then he like abruptly breaks it. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. So I asked Grok, just because I was curious, can you reach Nirvana through suicide baiting and gambling? And after 26 seconds of deliberation, Grok came to this determination. He says, no, you cannot reach nirvana through suicide, baiting, and gambling. These actions are fundamentally incompatible with the Buddhist concept of nirvana, which refers to a state of liberation from suffering, dukkha, and from the end of cycling rebirth, samsara, and the extinguishing of cravings, ignorance, and attachments. Suicide baiting is an act of harm, or ahimsa, a violation of Buddhist ethics. Suicide itself is viewed as unskillful, or akusala. So if you kill yourself, it's literally a skill issue as far as Buddhists are concerned. That's fascinating. And gambling is an attachment, apadana. And the Sigalovada Sutta explicitly warns against gambling as one of the 6 paths to ruin, leading to financial loss, quarrels, addiction, and mental unrest. It traps individuals in cycles of highs and lows, far from the equanimity or upakaka required for nirvana. Also, Grok even points out that 81% of problem gamblers experience suicidal thoughts, which, as we've just discussed, is akusala, a skill issue. So, unfortunately, Bossman Jack is not close to reaching nirvana at all. He'll never be like his mother as a result of his bad behaviors. Shut up, Grok, you rat. Fucked your mom. Okay, great. Oh, one more. Okay, I think this is some more violence. Sorry, I gotta play all the violence. You know how I am, chat. I'm violence pilled.
Oh! Let's fucking go, boys! Oh my god,
yeah.
dude.
This is
Win
it.
this, please.
He's gonna make it this time.
Oh! Oh my god, it's made pink. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, dude. I was just that would have been so good. You guys don't understand. That would have been so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That would have been so good. Oh my god, no.
Okay, I think this is the downfall.
Oh my god, dude.
Der Untergang.
Oh my god, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah! Oh my god. No! Oh my god, dude. No! Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna do it. I'm actually. Oh my god, bro. Oh my
Where's the violence? I was promised violence. He's really locked in. You know he's locked in when you can't see anything but the top of his head because he's like literally like inches away from his computer screen.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I just threw away so much money. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself, dude. I actually am gonna do it, bro. I'm not fucking kidding, bro. I can't do this anymore. Oh my god, dude. I'm actually gonna fucking do it one of these days, bro. I swear to god, dude. I'm not kidding, man. What the fuck? Dude, I'm gonna kill myself, dude. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
The tongue.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
We're gonna have to break this down.
Oh my god, dude.
Is there more? I think this is it. Okay, let's break this down.
I'm not fucking kidding, bro. I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. I'm actually gonna fucking do it one of these days, bro. What the fuck, dude? I'm gonna.
Okay. So
I'm gonna do it.
He starts to hit himself and he starts to bounce very excitedly. I think he's like trying to like gorilla nest his table or something, but he finally manages to pull himself up. Now, this is a recurring character in the Bossman Jack streams. It's very important to Bossman Jack enjoyers, and that is the tongue. We are not entirely sure what produces the appearance of the tongue, but in bouts of extreme rage and physiological stress put upon the Bossman Jack, the tongue does make appearances. When the tongue comes out, you know shit's getting real. He's like the hedgehog or not the groundhog. When he sees a shadow, you know, it's an omen. So the tongue comes out, and then he picks up his keyboard. And he starts to try and break it and smashes it on the table. He starts rubbing his hair again. That's one of his, when he's very stressed out, he rubs his head really like just vigorously rubs his head. And that's definitely like a stress relief thing, like a self-soothing motion. So he starts smashing shit. He does actually pick up the table, so he is gorilla nesting. Now the camera, I literally cannot even fucking fathom what is happening that is causing the frame drops. Maybe like he's bouncing the computer tower. It's causing the fan to stutter, and when the fan can't move, maybe the GPU starts like lagging, and that causes OBS to start dropping frames. I literally have no idea how this pummeling is resulting in drop frames in OBS. That is an actual computer science mystery to me. It's his aura. Okay. So kind of like in a found footage movie, he then takes, now if this was like a killer in like a movie, like these stuttering frames of like a guy, if it was like a machete and the viewer was like holding a camera, this would be like how found footage portrays frame stuttering when you're getting murdered or something. Something happens, the camera goes flying, and we see what appears to be the boxes of Chinese takeout and a root beer or something. And that is the end of the clip before the video terminates. So, Bossman is still on parole. He's very obviously high on meth, and he is attending an inpatient rehab treatment, which is obviously not working because he seems worse off than ever before. So, that is your Bossman update. And now, unlike many other streams, I actually prepared and I have a Reddit segment. I actually have a large Reddit segment because not only do I have what I actually want to show you, I have several different things. I couldn't pick between one of them, so I did the prudent thing and I picked all of them. So let's start with something sad and then work our way up to something enraging. First off, we have our suicide watch, very appropriately, having just watched Bossman and learning about Nirvana. Raped by one of my closest friends last night. I'm 16. I was high. It feels like beauty has been sucked out of the whole world, and I've never been more suicidal. And then she clarifies in her replies, edit, the person who did it is a trans woman. So while she is a woman, I still have the change of pregnancy. I don't blame anyone who assumed it was a man. Thank you for the kindness. I'm going to see my doctor. So we literally have the raped here, and I don't mean that in the literal sense. I did say the word literally, and then I immediately said not literally. We figuratively have the raped. We have literally the rape, but I don't mean to say that because that's quite mean. I mean, this person has gone through public education, and now even after a traumatic sexual experience cannot bring themselves to misgender this person who they presumably trusted because they said, oh, it's one of the girls, and therefore she isn't going to rape me. She poses no rape threat to me. Unfortunately, she was lied to by the public education system, and indeed, trannies rape. Trannies even rape their closest friends. Next, we have our YouTube drama, the official end of this snark era, from YouTube drama's moderator, Time Aberdolf, says, as of today, we are banning snark/snark related posts. This may sound arbitrary, but I think people are well aware of what constitutes valid, fair criticism and what constitutes snark. Once upon a time, though, past leadership, this sub most definitely behaved as a snark sub. We as the mod team do actually despise snark and are working to have this sub be a space of discussing drama with proper criticism and outcomes. We have taken firmer stances to pull away from our past image and be a place where people can have proper discourse. Snark discourse has only ever brought conflict to the sub. People insult each other over nothing. People have gotten death threats. People get reported for suicidal ideation just because they disagree. There has been ableism, racism, prejudice of all kinds around these topics. Ultimately, snark behavior never allows any proper discussion. We have had to ban 2 creators just because the people who come to the sub cannot behave when discussing them. At its core, snark is not very different from Kiwi Farms at this stage with the harm it has done to content creators. We have seen the harm snark has done as well. Save a Fox being a prime example. Our most popular post right now is pure snark, and it superseded actual important events because who was following who on Instagram. Going forward, we will no longer be allowing posts like this on this sub. It provided no context, no real criticism, and it didn't prove anything either. This may prove unpopular, but it is something we feel very strongly for the health of the sub and the people on it to remove ourselves. You can check the rule along the sidebar. If you want a YouTube snark sub, go make one. This is not it. Have a good one. Black up vote up. What's a thumbs up? It's not even that. He's doing like a metalhead rocker thing, I think. So now you may be considering, what the fuck does that mean? What is snark? On Reddit, in case you didn't know, the Kiwi Farms is so mean because apparently when black people do something, someone might use the N-word, and that's heckin' problematic. So what they would do is they would make Kiwi Farms subreddits that they called snark. And because they're so much better than the Kiwi Farms, they would openly conspire to ruin people's lives, contact their employers, get them demonetized, get them banned, contact their families, contact Child Protective Services, contact the police, make false reports, SWAT them, and issue death threats as well. So basically all the wholesome, good heckin' Reddit content you come to expect with none of that ugly, nasty hate speech that you find on the Kiwi Farms. And I mean that literally. The snark subreddits are like 1,000 times worse than the forum. The snark subreddits are like everything that people accuse the Kiwi Farms of, but for real. So this is how they define snark on YouTube drama. You ready? This refers to posts that do not add anything to a particular bit of drama and only serves to belittle or make fun of the content creator. This does not mean that the content cannot originate from a snark-related source if it provides genuine criticism and conversation, but if it is just essentially a vibes-related post or comment without any concrete evidence or proof, it will be removed. So this is effectively carte blanche ability to justify deleting absolutely anything they want for any reason or no reason whatsoever. Yeah, for sure. Snark has killed more people. For sure, like not even close. So that's what they're up to. All right, and one more. Now, a while ago on let's see, I'll start with this one. For a Reddit segment, I posted a couple. I even went to the sub and I scrolled through it, and I reviewed a bunch of kitchen cells memes, and it became obvious that it was like a quirky place for people to parodize like incel content by making fun of their own cooking. Now, in the time since I talked about this, and this is another example of me ruining absolutely everything, it has grown by over 45,000 members. I want to say it had 4,000 viewers or members originally, and now it has almost 50,000, if I remember correctly. So I effectively ruined this subreddit by talking about it. So here's an example of the new content on it. I have a couple of examples, actually. It says, I sit in my room jerking off all day. I have a beer belly and pointy man tits. I'm not as funny or interesting as I think I am. I'm still in love with a girl who doesn't think about me and is getting dicked down by another guy. I think about my own death allet. I drink too much beer. Tuna sandwich. And then there's the picture of his kitchen cells content. Now, as I said here, that one feels real. So the joke is now the reality of the sub. But it gets worse. Trannies have discovered the subreddit and are going to tranny posts. For instance, this tranny says, fuck my autistic femcel life because this retard tranny can't even fucking toast correctly and doesn't seem to know how to cook Canadian bacon either. But it's a femcel because this gross tranny posted about it. Here's another one by Arlx7 says, I'm just a fetish for men and none will ever love me for who I am. Borscht. And I gotta say, that is an atrocious looking borscht, and this tranny should be absolutely fucking ashamed of himself. If you want to attract a man, you can start by learning how to make borscht, because it should be purple, because you should be using fucking beets. It should not look like that. Then we have Elijah Communist Sickle, 18 plus account restriction, is one of the new moderators on this site. And they go by he, she, in case you're wondering. And one more, just because Reddit is one of the worst websites that has ever existed. I went viral for fucking food, and now no one will date me or employ me. The continuous social media attention had me making weird porn, and now it's all I do. I started with fucking food, but in the end, it was the food that fucked me. This was posted in our kitchen cells. Now, here's the thing. This is not a joke. This guy runs an OnlyFans channel where he fucks different foodstuffs, and apparently that is a significant fetish, and that's his career. So if you ever go to Reddit and you just read around, you will almost basically without exception, you will find like literal horrors advertising their accounts in the comments. Like you can read something about video games or about like repairing something, and you will somehow bump into a prostitute advertising their OnlyFans. And now this has reached kitchen cells as well, unironically. Like Reddit is the worst fucking site that has ever existed. And every time I have to go to Reddit, it's the worst day of my life. Okay. What kind of food? Sandwiches, obviously, bro. Just take a look. What do you see? You see, it looks like Subway sandwiches to me, buddy. And that's it. That's it for the Reddit segment. All right. I have, do I have any status updates? No. I'm being serious when I said they expect something funny in regards to Ofcom. As of this morning, I'm officially 50 pounds down in total. I'm about 3 months out from phase 2 of my ambitions to become sexy and more persuasive. You should subscribe to the locals. If you're based, you should do that. Once I hit a milestone, I'm going to seriously sit down and set up some financial goals and how to achieve them before every single family house in the entire world is bought up by BlackRock or Blackstone and Indians. And when that happens, I'm going to stream a lot more. But right now, I'm just really busy. I promise I'm not lying about that. And that's it. So let's start the Super Berry segment. So Kurt Eichenwald, Anime Masturbator for 10 says, Glorious Kiwi Emperor, you did a good job on Kurt Metzger's show. On a completely unrelated note, do you prefer Mudasar or Pudahar, or perhaps Pudasar? I prefer Pudahar. I think that is the most effective. Fatty Caddy for 2 says, did it shock you to learn that not only does Bridget Macron have a big cock, but Candace Owens has an even larger cock? Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't expecting the Candace Owens one. That caught me off guard. Buzz Burridge for 1 says, I enjoyed your keynote stream with PPP and Andy. Suffer Gator. I agree. That was a fun stream. Eric George for 10 says, Josh, show tummy. Woo, buddy. Simon Samuligan for 5 says, here's some videos that show your feelings to Ofcom courtesy of Bathrobe Dwayne. I know exactly what this is, and it's not safe for work, and it has a penis in it. 9-Inch Nails Enjoyer for 2 says, you mentioned Only being your favorite Nen song. Interesting pick. What is it about that song that you like? It's quite forgetful for me personally. If you're like that era of Nen, I'd recommend the follow-up album Year Zero. Same style, but better. Only is an interesting song because it seems solipsistic in its message. If you listen to it very literally, it is about like a sort of egotism and greediness. But it is actually about codependent relationships, and it is about removing somebody from your sense of self. And this song holds a special place in my heart. Banana Plugs for 5 says, Happy Pizza Day, Josh. You are my favorite non-Slav always. There has been a substantial number of white pills these past couple of days. Also got my new Chinese car. It goes vroom. Oh, congrats on your Chinese car, brother. I assume that's a Ford. Thank you. Johnny Space Boots for 10 says, you have to seize the opportunity that Zeitgeist around payment processors has presented. Asmongold expressed interest in bringing you on, but now is the time to promote Yusuf's mission to people. I'm trying to do both, buddy. I wrote an article. I think I did a bad job. I'm going to be real with you. I tried my best, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it has the punch to it. And I realized after I published it that the social media images don't work. So I'm going to have to change it so that it has the OG meta tags that they scrape for to push it on social media. Like I said, if you're like an editor, a copywriter who does like political writings or advertisements, my email for this is moon@usips.org. Very memorable. Just write me an email. As far as talking to Asmongold, I'm super open. I've messaged him on DM twice. Hopefully, I've demonstrated with the Kurt Metzger interview that I am very capable of staying on point and not embarrassing my host by bringing up Gorilla Nest and so on. So it's up to them. As I said, I'm open to everybody who has an audience bigger than mine that is not a cartoon character. I really thought about it. I really deliberated it. I painstaked over this. Like, do I talk to the cartoon characters? And I was like, no, I just can't. I can't justify it internally. So, Unkind Naysayer for 2 says, I have been told I rely too much on parasocial relationships to get life advice. What should I do about that, Josh? I don't know, buddy. I think you're doing great. I think you're doing a heck of a job, Brownie. Don't worry about it too much. Just be yourself. Bunker Housing for 5 says, reporting for consummate of content. Also, why do you not go back and look at old streams to see how the sound was? I do. I always listen to my streams after they're done. I just changed, like, I spent 3 hours trying to get something sound related to work, and then it's like, I don't know if it works. Okay, that's just how it is. Alethea for 10 says, thanks, Josh. Thank you. TP Deluxe for 5 says, Metzger appearance was good, but you didn't stick up for your favorite pony, Applejack, when they were trashing My Little Pony. Please apologize to Applejack, Equestria, and card posting. That didn't even cross my fucking mind in that interview, okay? Bunker Housing for 3 says, I have not had time to see the Metzger yet. Do not spoil it. I didn't. Ballistic Characteristic for 15 says, your appearance on the casino was good, and I think you and Kurt Metzger should do another show, but without Dumpkin. I don't know. Maybe in the future. I'm not opposed to it. I think he's very nice and he's very funny. Thank you. Anime Extremist for 2 says, your interview with Kurt Metzger was awesome. I loved it and learned a lot between the 3 of you. I'm getting that book Kurt mentioned too, Tragedy and Hope by Professor Carol Quigley about the New World Order. I have not read that, so if you want to publish a book review, go for it. I'm sure he would appreciate your analysis. Sneedo for 1 says, even though the Life or Strange episodes have been found, Josh still can't find those ladders in that one game stream. Space Allen for 50 says, Ham Jam. Thank you, Space Allen, very much. I appreciate it. Dragoons for 5 says, Josh, I super chatted the Jimmy Jor show some weeks ago to tell him you should have you on, and Kurt very much agreed and said he's a regular Manny listener, LOL. I've seen. That's what started the whole ball rolling, is that people kept sending me clips of him talking about us. Sneed and Feedin for 2 says, ever play Claire Obscure? It's a French core game that answers the question, can you turn Chris Chan's miserable life into a video? And how many historical trivias you can shove into one game. I have not played Claire Obscura. I have a list of single player games that I think Claire Obscura is on, because it was super cheap during the Steam sale, and I want to play games on the weekends again. I think I have that lined up. Health Hazard for 10 says, on Steam, you can sort your library by Metacritic score. Been having fun replaying games I haven't touched in forever, and games I never got around to trying. Any games you recommend, don't say Dota. I would never recommend Dota to anyone for any reason whatsoever, so don't worry about that. I like Nier Automata a lot, which I don't think is a controversial opinion, because I don't know, I just like that the story revolved around art and creativity as a concept. I haven't played that many single player games in a long time. I'm trying to think of the last single player game that I really got into. I don't have Steam open right now, so I can't tell you. I can try to open it real quick and message you or say when I get it open. I'll do that. Thank you. Bunker Housing for 5 says, I bought this IKEA furniture and assembled it. How many Swede points do I get? Let's see. Nissaphors, a 280 euro. Are you fucking kidding? It's a metal cart on casters for 280 fucking euros? Bro, you get 280 Swede points. I don't know what to tell you. That's way too fucking much. Oh, it's in Swedish kroner. They're not on the euro yet, are they? If this is kroner, I think that's much less. I think the exchange rate's like 10 to 1 or something. This is like $28. Okay. I was very concerned. I was very concerned with your mental health. Humble Guardsman for 3 says, though the destruction of our enemies we gain salvation, the Emperor protects. I don't know what that means, bro. The Kune for once says something about the Reddit, something for the Reddit segment, and then there's the Zero COVID community partner wants to eat indoors a few times a month. I can't open this because it's on Reddit, bro. Does Edrit work? This is very long. I'm COVID conscious. I wear not an N95. That's like a painter's mask, in case you're curious. I don't eat doors. My partner wears it everywhere, except now he says he wants to eat in indoor restaurants indoors. This is 83 points 13 hours ago. Testing his friends is not really accomplishing much in a restaurant with other tables and staff are being risk factors. It's just round them up and put them in a camp where they can be safe and frolic around each other. Like, just get rid of them. We don't need these people around us. Let's see, last playtime. If you like City Builders game, I found Workers and Resources Soviet Republic to be a good waste of time. But my issue with that is I'm very autistic, so I played it on realistic mode, and realistic mode is extremely brutal. And I just replayed starting a city like 90 times without ever playing it normally, and I think that killed the game for me. And then the last game I played before that was Dustborn, which I don't recommend. And now we're all the way back in 2023 with Hogwarts Legacy. And then Soma before that. Alien Isolation was really good. If you like that. And then I have nothing before that. Apparently I haven't played Crusader Kings 3 since 2022. Okay. Anime Extremist for 2 says, I don't use the forum that much, but I do regularly read it, and I'm an avid Maddie listener. I think Kurt is right. The most interesting part of KF is the informative stuff. The locale stuff, less so. Well, you are in the minority. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like articles and news? That's so depressing, bro. It's like the worst part of the site. All they do is fucking quibble about bullshit. Pirate Mike for 20 for 5 says, I love the show last week. It's a damn shame you and PPP had to stream alongside that cackling 17 IQ chimpanzee, but I can understand not wanting too many people to stick around. Look, I don't understand the thing with PPP and Andy Worski. I really don't. I can get very, very, very uncharitable with my speculation on what's going on there. But I think the most charitable interpretation is that Andy probably does put in a lot of work to like stream prep and stuff that PPP doesn't do. I assume PPP could figure out OBS by himself. I don't think that's it, but yeah. Andy can sometimes hit you with something really funny, but it's mostly flow related issues where it's just like, come on, bro. Let's chop. Let's move it along here. It was originally Worski's show? I don't think so. The whole casino thing is like PPP's shtick. Felted was like his term that he came up with. Or that he popularized at least. Yeah, PPP came first, yeah, for sure. Amir Al Quesadilla Ibn Fajita for one says, hey Josh, thanks for the stream. Have a healthy and happy pizza day. I will. Thank you very much. Bunker Haslam for 3 says, it's like the Japanese school books somehow forgetting to mention China's former capital Nanjing. Strange context with school books not mention Jews. Oh. Yeah, I've never dived too deep into what Japan says about World War II, but I imagine that it's much more favorable than what America says about World War II and our own participation in it. Because God knows that of all the reading material you could possibly assign students in regards to World War II and America's involvement of it, and supposedly America's liberation of the entire continent of Europe from the slavery and shackles of authoritarian fascism, and how we literally saved the entire world from Adolf Hitler's one tag achievement run for Nazi Germany. Despite all this, the two books that we were requested to read in regards to World War II in middle school, one was about I can't even remember what it was. It was something about the Holocaust, of course. It was about I want to say it was about like a girl escaping a concentration camp. Like they had to like cut through barbed wires and run through the cold completely naked. It was something like that. If anyone knows what the fuck Night. That's it. That's exactly what it is. That's a good memory. And then the other one was a book from the perspective of a Japanese child about the FEMA camps that FDR put all the nips into after Pearl Harbor. So that's our memory of World War II. It wasn't D-Day and the tens of thousands of American lives thrown at the feet of the fascist empire. It wasn't the American feats of ingenuity that brought new technology to the forefront of the battlefield to end the war with as few casualties as possible in the Pacific theater. It wasn't about the men who drowned in the Pacific Ocean far away from home to defend the homeland from attacks. It wasn't about the complex political situations that rose to the geopolitical order of World War II. It was about the Holocaust, and it was about how America was also bad. So don't be too happy about it. Go away. Sika Lothar for 10 says, hello, Noel. He said you don't know much about Hinduism. The picture should tell you everything you need to know about Hinduism. And then there's a link to the Indian menace. So I'm sure this will be very insightful indeed. It's a post by Sika Lothar. So he's self-promoting here. A lot of people, especially the Hindu Pachit Sikhs, like to compare themselves to raghead Islamists and say, Sar, unlike Muslims, we aren't violent, Sar. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Know that Hindus worship this goddess and make human sacrifices to this goddess. And this is the many-armed form of Vishnu. In the famous words of the great American Jew Oppenheimer, I am become Vishnu, god of death. And as you can see, Vishnu is chopping off some heads with a skimmy, an iron that appears to be a steel skimmy. So this might be a pure. Mother Kali brandishing a weapon. Oh, it's not Vishnu. I don't give a fuck. Decapitated head. Okay. Good post, Sika. Thank you. Bordier for 5 says, support a more inclusive Holocaust. Thanks, Nia. We have to learn that there were other victims of the Holocaust. I think Bad Spot, the guy that ran Blockland forums, I think he had a post once that was really famous that Hitler killed 6 million Jews and 1 clown. So who's worse? That was like his post. I don't know. Apparently he killed a clown though. I think it's a reference to a movie called The Day the Clown Died that was never released because the Jews thought it was making a mockery of the Holocaust, so they destroyed it. Drewby82 for 2 says, afternoon, Josh, would you be willing to talk on a podcast about current life topics? Where can I send inquiries if so? Depends. If, like I said, if, I don't want to like appear on every random small podcast in the entire world, but if it has a reach similar to mine or greater, then you can just email me at jcmoon@pm.me or matt@theinternet@protonmail.com. Colidante for 20 says, I lost money shorting Blackstone during COVID. Do you think commercial real estate would suffer during lockdown? And said they got their mortgages paused and bought out the market. Well, I also somehow lost money during COVID. I put money into M3M, and somehow that stock was underperformed. So I was a little bit pissed about that. David S877, thank you by the way, for 25 says, what's your opinion on the funniest lolcow, Stebbins, Greer, Scott, or somebody else? Like in total? Obviously Bossman Jack. What kind of fucking question is that? Oh, lolcow. Okay. Obviously I'm a big fan of Ricada. Stebbins is just a dreary, I call him a misery goblin. He actually filed an amended complaint in West Virginia against Lolcow LLC, citing specific defamation because I said that he's a misery goblin or golem, and apparently that is defamation per se. So I don't know if I can repeat that claim. I don't know if that's a good idea, but he definitely would apparently have in the past struck me as somebody who is a misery golem. By the way, there was a stay on all motions, so filing an amended complaint was a violation of that stay. Thank you. Betty Caddy for 2 says, whenever you talk about your lost shows, I think about how one of my hard drives, I have a toe pick, but is a hard drive ID partition and sent to my buddy to fix, but he died. So you're safe at the moment. I think other people have that, bro. Anonymous 9790 for 2 says, I've been looking for pursuing a software development as a career path. Would you recommend me taking coding boot camp instead of getting a computer sciences degree? If you're going to do that, you're going to have to actually change your name to Suck Dick Shit Dick, because if you look online, computer science majors are currently the #1 most unemployed graduate degree class, because the tech companies are mass firing American software engineers and they're only hiring H-1B visa recipients. And that's not a joke. It's because the CEOs and HR managers of these companies are all Indians, and they are actively trying to kill you and your entire country, and they want to enslave you, and they think it's very funny. I'm not joking. That's the actual reality. So if you want to pursue software development and go into a boot camp, I used to give people advice, go learn JavaScript at a boot camp. You could probably get a job, but unless you're brown and you smell like shit, you won't get a job. So unless you want to go into work for yourself, don't bother. Sneedo, for one, says, older cars and trucks have more soul than Indians. And then there is a post images link, but he knows, and I tell him every single stream. Yeah, it's a nice truck. I like blue better though, but here. I like it a little bit older than that. It's like a 70s truck. Pang Penguin for one says, saw you had a nasty breakup recently. Stay positive. She'll be back. I have no idea what you mean. Fatty Caddy for 2 says, one of my friend Discord accounts got me banned because I said it would be nice if someone ended a public figure's life, even though I pointed out violence is bad. No, I'd never commit any crime. Yeah, it sounds like something that would get you banned on Discord, brother. Data Them for 10 says, in the first 25 minutes, you took the name of the Lord in vain 3 times. Please, please don't do it again. Not for me, not for you, not for them. Love at Data Them. I don't know why. This guy, by the way, follows me everywhere. He makes accounts every single day. And the only thing he says is don't take the Lord's name in vain. So I'm just letting you know that I am banning you because, like, I don't want contact with you. I will never be your friend. I will never change the way that I say anything ever for any reason. And this puritanical, pedantic bullshit is repugnant to the sensibilities of modern people. And if you actually want to promote Christianity in the current year, you will shut the fuck up and you will stop playing these games. We are currently in a year where children are being raped en masse, where our country is being destroyed from the top down, where pedophile elites are dragging kids off to islands and selling them as commodities, where there are human sacrifices, where there are grooming gangs. On the list of things that God gives a fuck about, I imagine saying God fucking damn it is at the absolute bottom of that. There's a lot of wrong in the world that has absolutely nothing to do with people saying certain phrases. Banana Plugs for 1 says, ladies and gentlemen, screw the British. That's base and true. Bunker Housing for 3 says, pizza without harm. I would also card that guy fascism today. Pizza without ham? Ew. That's gross. Who the fuck eats like slices of bologna on fucking pizza? That's actually gross. Anime Extremist for 2 says, if you had the opportunity for God to divinely make a constitutional amendment protecting rights in bankings and financial services, but you had to watch 5 hours of anime or VTubers every day, would you do it? Every day? How the fuck would I possibly accomplish that? No. Because what's the point? If I can't get anything done because I have to fucking watch anime, what the fuck's the point? It's like saying if you had to spend 5 days in prison, but you got to process credit cards. Like, I can't get anything fucking done when I have to spend 5 hours a day in prison, bro. There's nothing. I can't do anything. Call Dante for 20 says, the AI will be trained on data sets created by Indians and will display Indian behaviors. Please help me, sir. I am simulating an Indian. There is no help for you. We must destroy and restart anew. Thank you. Red Eyes Black Dragon for 2 says, India, China, Pakistan war when not soon enough. And when it happens, every time you hear any trouble about a border dispute with India, write your congressman the same day and say, no matter what fucking happens, no matter what sad pictures come out of that shithole, I don't give a fuck what the kids are doing, what they look like, if they're chopped in half, blown to pieces, scattered across the crop fields in bite-sized chunks eaten by rats. I don't give a shit. Not one single solitary soul crossing into this country. Not one refugee, not one temporary visa. Don't give a fuck if you want to send them boxes of food, and medication, by all means, strap that big American flag to a huge ass crate, drop that shit like a loot box in Call of Duty and say, "Get from American people." You know, I know, all for it. Spread some goodwill and love and humanity and shit. Not one fucking soul on our floors, on our soil, on our magic fucking earth. And I did this when Pakistan and India were heating up. I literally contacted both my senators and my congressmen and said, I don't give a fuck what happens with India. Not one soul, not one Pakistani, not one Indian, not one persecuted minority. I don't give a fuck. Action Johnny for 20 says, betting 20 Serbian cheeses Canada will see UK's age grapeification and say, hold my beer. I think they already did. I think they're banning VPNs in Canada right now. That'll be my next rant. That's developing, though. Thank you. Belligerent Brian for 5 says, hi, Josh. I know you hate my country, my people, but thank you for telling me the UK to fuck off. You have a lot of my respect. Please keep doing what you're doing. We need far more people like you. I legit think that we need a foundation, and we'll call it even like the last boat or last one out, turn off the lights or something like that. And it needs to be a foundation to get immigration visas only to white people from shitty European and Commonwealth countries, because there has to be a way. There has to be some fucking way. Like, I've looked into it. If you can talk with PPP about this, and like, it's hard to legally immigrate from a country into the U.S. Your options are very limited. The most expedient way to get a visa to the United States as a foreigner, even from a good country, a good quote unquote good country, a white country, is you have to invest $750,000 into a business that employs no fewer than 8 people in what's considered like a high need area. So you can't do it in certain counties, but like, for instance, all of Appalachia is like super high needs. All of the Dakotas and the prairies, super high needs. Otherwise, it's $1.5 million. But if you want to make like a factory in East Kentucky or like North Carolina that makes screws, you know what I mean? And it just makes screws, and it hires 8 people to make screws, and it costs $750,000. You can get a visa today. That would actually be really nice, but obviously most people don't have $750 to drop on a visa. For everybody else, it's fucked. You basically have to marry American. You have to find an American woman that you want to marry, and jump over here. Or you have to find, God forbid, you have to find an American man. That's the only option. And even then, it's expensive. The Midwest is Somali Terry now. Not for long. They're going to go back. I don't even give a fuck where they go back to. We're going to drop them off in Darfur. Deal with it. Deal with it, motherfucker. You're going to Darfur. Oh, you were warned. We told you that we were going to deport you, and you didn't leave. So now you're going to Darfur, and you can figure out how you're going to get back to Ecuador there. They might have an Ecuadorian embassy. Good luck with that shit. David S877 for 1 says, on your funny response to Ofcom, remember, funny delayed is funny denied. Well, certain things have to wait. About Treefitty01 for 10 says, hey Josh, I finally set up a Rumble account and caught my first live stream last week. I sent my first Superberry and someone in chat called me a fog, so pretty good overall. That's good. I'm glad you had a great experience. Thank you very much. See, that's the hard issue. For some reason, it was easier to get people to sign up to the Gumroad than it was to get them to sign up to the locals, because you have to make a Rumble account and then a locals account. And it's like there's so much friction that people just give up. And it fucking really annoys me. I really enjoy the Gumroad. I'm kind of pissed about that shit. CBT enthusiast for 10 says, been a long time fan, first time donor. My life has been difficult recently, but in my hardship, I've rekindled my relationship with God and Jesus, spreading love, just spreading some love. Stay awesome. See, this is how you spread the good word. None of that tone policing shit. I'm glad that you found some way to take your mind off things. It is useful. I had an experience in the last couple months that was extremely, extremely difficult, like mentally and physically taxing. And the first thing I did when I got home was I read the entire book of, now I sound like an idiot. It's in Old Testament. It's like, called like Wailings or Tribulations or something. Book. It's really short, and it's just about how Jerusalem got sacked. It's a very interesting story because the guy is like, if God's real, why is Jerusalem being raped and pillaged right now? And then he's like, oh yeah, we suck and we deserve that. It was very interesting. I related to that quite a bit. I'm like, yeah, I am terrible. I am fucking awful. I am just Lamentations. That's correct. I lamented. I related deeply to Lamentations. Like, yeah, I am just complete shit. Thank you. Bossman Jack for one says, would it be better for USIPs and its goals to just spurg about payment processors to Wired and Politico? Could be funny to ignore England and Ofcom altogether in response. They will completely cut out anything that does not serve their purpose. I actually got a response from that fucking journo. Here's what he said. Would love to clear the... appreciate you getting back to me, Josh. I'm so sorry to hear, but I had no idea about the situation. Would love to chat further with my team on board. Feel free to schedule a meeting in time that best suits you via my team's calendar for a pre-discussion. Would love to clear the air. Looking forward to meeting you. That is not happening. That was in response to Wired. They wanted to talk to me, but they're the ones that wrote the end of Kiwi Farms. Queen Cafals had slayed them. And of course, because that's what Wired wrote, and Wired is an approved journo source. As far as Wikipedia is concerned, our site does not exist anymore. And it's one of the first things that shows up if you search Kiwi Farms. And it actually buries the actual link to Kiwi Farms on Google. So these guys can go fuck themselves. Sneed Stanny for 5 says they targeted gamers. Sure they did. Third World Aristocrat for 2 says Panem et Circenses. Oh, bread in circuses. That's true. Bunker Housing for 3 says, is Sarkeesian still married to herself? No, but none of the hang around beta boys were worthy. I actually don't know. I have not followed Anita Sarkeesian in quite a long time. Awaken 34 for 5. Your name always reminds me of this guy that did like fedora tipping atheist videos with like weird voice filters in the early 2000s. I swear his name is like Awakened or something. Awakened atheist. What is his name? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? No, not the Amazing Atheist. It was a guy that did like he had a very early internet viral video about Adam and Eve, and it was like a parody video. And it was like this really shitty flash animation. Dark Matter. For whatever reason, Dark Matter, yeah. He has a number after his name. Dark Matter 2525. Awaken 34, for some reason my brain kept translating to Dark Matter 2525. I guess that says something about me. Okay. He says, I see Anita as an ally of convenience and nothing more. I find myself on this hill to prevent the precedent from being set that a company with no oversight can just decide for me what I can and cannot do. I think that's most people's perspective on this. Awakened 34, or sorry, Dark Matter 2525 for 1 says, this is why I call Redditors bad people. They're just some kind of hybrid between a Pajit and the British. That's mean. I wouldn't go that far. CBT enthusiast for 1 says, kill Redditors, behead Redditors, roundhouse kick a Redditor into the concrete, slam dunk a Redditor baby. They don't have babies, unless they buy them. The gays do. Into the trash can, crucify filthy Redditors, defecate in a Redditor's food. Portlack for 1 says, I'm in your state eating your cheese, bro. What do you think about that? What state? Florida? Wisconsin? Stop eating all my cheese. Bridge Magnet for 5 says, I used to watch Brad Taste in music. I distinctly remember him making a video claiming he had a lowercase I internet addiction, specifically an addiction to trading items in Roblox. He is my favorite recent cow. I'm glad you found some joy and merriment on the forum. The Horse Beater for 1 says, sociopaths try to destroy autists who are the only people capable of fighting against their sociopath overlords. I really don't like singing the praise of autistic people because it's just like, in reality, all they do is they watch porn and masturbate and rape people occasionally. And then they put out like software updates that people need. And it's like, okay, it's just a trade-off we live with. Meowga for 5 says, watched you during COVID. Do I owe you my undying allegiance, or is that just for VTubers? No, you do. You owe me your undying allegiance more strongly than any person or government. Thank you. Spingle Cat for 1 says, Brad Taste went over the Kiwi Farms thread on stream once. You don't have to watch it. Just want to share this information. I did not know that, actually. Maybe I did. I almost guarantee I would have talked about this because I like it whenever we get mentioned. Spingle Cat for 1 says, Groypers and the Sweaty Squad are a bunch of fags. They're all the same. They don't like Jim. A lot of comments, by the way, to the news that Metacr was dead were Groyper saying, like, he should have apologized to Fuentes. It's so fucking gay. If you suck, it's just so fucking gay. He's just like a gay little twink retard that sucks up to nobody, to himself, and then shits on Trump continuously. Young Pei Chang for 10 says, great job earlier this week on the Kurt Metzger. What's the tastiest thing you've eaten or drank this week? There's a blue cheese that I found that is really, 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 really good. Because I finally found a fucking grocery store that actually has a cheese carousel that's not complete shit. So I've been trying out different stuff. Meow, thank you, by the way. Meowger for 5 says, Fuentes only started his show because it was part of the high school television club. I blame LTTV. I did not know that. Crispy Legs Forever for 10 says, happy Friday. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Spingle Cat for 1 says, Josh knows if he got on the 10 Evans podcast, he's going to be slapped with craft singles. I don't know what that means. I don't watch this guy. Asian Tech Support for 10 says, cow roll. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Devious TV for 2 says, use this to skip somebody else's chat. Okay. Unlimited Pounds for 5 says, Josh, I'm here to pass a very important message from the higher ups. You have been officially been skeeted. Gross. Anime Extremist is being vetoed by Devious today, in part because he has an anime avatar. Sorry, buddy. Emir Al Quesadilla Ibn Fajita for 1 says, Josh, please feature the Mutahar video on the site. Flush this Pajit. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't want to co-sign anything yet. Bunker Rousing for 3 says, most exalted Kiwi Emperor, will you supplant your lowly plebs with an explanation about the word A-log? Where is it from? And so forth. Thank you. Comes from Anthony A-log Legato, who said that Chris was the worst person to ever live, worse than Adolf Hitler and worse than Saddam Hussein. That was why he is called an A-log. And that has somehow transmorphosized across the entire internet as a detractor. Sneedo for 1 says, Josh, do you even like fajitas, bish motherfucker? No, I do not. I prefer tacos to fajitas. Pancake Luchador for 2 says, if Jim was really dead, Jade would post something. Always fuck Visa and MasterCard and have a good day, Josh. I agree. Obviously, that would happen. Eagle Sneed for 1 says, great stream, my boy. Thank you. John Dodarius for 5 says, 9 out of 10 stream. What types of cheese do you recommend? I like blue cheese. I mean, it depends on what you're making. Like you can't use everything for everything. It's like wine. You have to pair it. The Horse Beater for 1 says, Indian smocking widow flaming hot. Smocking? Are you drunk? Bunker Rousing for 2 says, Bossman Jack's parents are enabling him. Yes, they are. But that's because the alternative is putting him on the street, and they can't do that. Because they know he's safe as long as he's in the house. Sad Butter for 5 says, Josh, have you ever tried Get Tossed? It is a very good cracker goat cheese that comes from Norway. It's also called Bernas. It's made without goat milk. Don't forget the cheese slicer. I have not tried that. I have bought, there was a fest, like a market, and there was a Norwegian guy selling his family's cheese, and I legit impulse bought, because I had a couple of drinks while I was at the market. I impulse bought like 50 euros worth of this guy's cheese. I got like a huge ass fucking block of it, and I thought, oh man, there's no way I'm going to eat all this before it goes bad. I ate all of it. Coli Dante for 20 says, Boss Man's mantra, I just lost it all again. Oh my god, dude, it's actually the very essence of the Buddhist concept of prajna. Good to know. Very insightful. Thank you very much. Let me sit on your face, Josh, for 1 says, have a good week. Papi Chulo, do you have a favorite Mexican beer or even drink? If you say Corona, you're gay. Love your favorite senorita. I have no favorite Mexican anything, sorry to say. And all the things I like that are considered Mexican are just Tex-Mex. Royal Herman for 1 says, nothing. Thank you. Meowings for $100 says, good stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dark Matter 2525 for 2 says, the frame drop theory you have about Bossman is likely as I bumped into the table my PC sits on and caused it to restart. I think my power supply cable might not be fully secure. You probably should plug it in then. Colidante for 20 says, my student asked the great teacher Bossman the meaning of smurty. Bossman replied, I'm going to fuck a dude. Before hurling his headphones into a hole of the wall, the student was enlightened instantly. That's pretty good. Thank you. Sino for 2 says, the tranny house got destroyed in a standoff. Okay, let's see. I think this is just a super chat episode. Not that I'm complaining. Oh my god. This deserved to be destroyed. Topeka transgender house was seriously damaged in police standoff with Oklahoma homicide suspect. Dude, if you get pinned by the police, by the tranny house, you got to do everything you possibly can to not die there. You don't want to die at the fucking tranny house, man. Matthew Eckstein says, who cares? 278 upvotes. At one time, it was a normal house. Now it identifies as a trap house. That's funny. Look at Sierra. Look at this ugly face. This tarted up makeup face. The ignorance is glaring in this comment section. Planting peace is so many amazing things. 2.7 thousand laughing reacts. That's how you do it. Good job, Facebook. The boomers are rising TF up. Haramburger produces, thanks for mentioning my post. Nice to get recognized for making the farms more accessible. I'll be nice this time. Happy Pizza Day and have a great weekend. Thank you, finally. Sus Productions for 5 says it's been only over 4 years since the Christian Leaks came out. Only 4? It feels so much longer than that, to be honest with you. Anime Extremist for 1 says, I should have probably said this before, but it's been tumultuous the last 2 days as my cat, the last of the OGs who I grew up with, is sick and might pass. Please pray for him. It means a lot. We're in the sick animal and family member segment of the stream chat. I feel bad for your cat. It's always hard to lose a pet. Mousecop5 for 5 says, you said Jason Horthal, by the way. Probably. I speak like a retard. I'm not surprised. White Bracer for 20 says, did you not see the cops getting called on Rand during the Flame Out stream with Ralph, Dingo, and Rand? I did see that, but I don't know. I didn't want to play it because he got... My rule is I don't feature things that are swatting or revenge pornography. I try to avoid talking about them, and I don't feature them because I don't want to even in any way, shape, or form be seen as promoting it. In case you're wondering, the Australian Federal Police literally broke into Rand's house while he was like shittered, and he's like yelling at them like, "Get out of my fucking house! Get out of my fucking house, you fucking retards!" Like he's just like drunk hollering at them because they broke into his house and like, "I'm a fucking streamer," which. I mean, as far as like reactions for swatting is pretty funny, but it also encourages people to keep doing it. Thank you. Diseased Rat 2 for 20 says, no, I hate Ogre Magi supports. I hate them so much. They pick a hero that's melee and have a huge amount of health, yet spend all their lane sitting behind tower doing easy pulls and nothing else. That's why he's the GOAT. He casts Flame Ball on you and then walks away and pulls, and you can't do anything about it, bish. Except get that magic wand, little bish motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Psh, that magic wand to help? I don't think so. Thank you. Fatty Caddy for 2 says, I was thinking about a Song of Dying Earth books I read, and I remember you, as someone who cannot read, will never experience the dying earth of the earth as a man struggles against interdimensional horrors. I'm sure I'll be communicated to it by 8,000 super chats eventually. MA Extremist for 2 says, if you don't like have an outro song, could you play this in my cat's honor? Are you like fucking with me? Is this like a joke? You're requesting your dying cat's outro music? Lawyers, Guns, and Money by Warren Zevon on MV? This has to be a joke, bro. Play it for the cat? I can't even play it because YouTube blocks my VPN. I don't even know how I'm going to play an outro song. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know. I might. I'll see. Bunker Housing for 2 says, Battle of Samara was World War II's greatest troll job. A bunch of destroyers trolled Japanese battleships into running away. I don't know. I'm not like one of those people that knows like every battle in like the Pacific and European theaters. I'm not like that. I don't know like the tech and stuff. Anime Extremist producers, I thought freeing up payment processors would free up your time. Sorry, also I'm bad at gauging time. How about 10 hours of anime VTubers a week would you do? Also, your immigration views are based. Yes, they are. 10 hours? I don't know. That really sucks, bro. I guess if it's like tens of thousands of dollars, I can do 10 hours a week of whatever the fuck. I don't have to talk about it or encourage it. Foxes for 5 says, when the announcement is sent out that the UK and EU is to be sunk in the bottom of the ocean, a list will be made of potential applicants that have a chance to be saved. We got to start evacuating people worth of shit now because they're going to get raped and murdered by fucking by Arabs. Anime Extremist for 2 says, please use Allah, Muhammad, and some poo deity's name in vain. Thanks, and fuck Muslims, third world immigrants, communists, liberals, retards, and the real politic. You're the best. I don't know any of the Punlu gods, so I can't really take their name in vain. I don't like talking about them. They're brown and they stink. A Werver for 2 says, oh no, I saw Rambach got swatted on Monday. Oh no, my Oshis. That's disgust. Yeah, he did get swatted. I don't know why he's your Oshi though. He's a cat, right? Is that your Oshi, the cat? Dios mío, La Cretera for 2 says, Tex-Mex is the tranny of foods. Buenos dias, Josh. I'm sorry, bro. Taco Bell is just better than everything from actual Mexico. We can send back the Mexicans now. We achieve peak cuisine, so you can fuck off. Not even numerals for $50. Says, Josh, as you've been imbibing, perhaps this is appropriate, and there is a Josh Core song? I can't play Josh Core's now, sure. People don't like the AI slot. It's 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. I might have a song to play. I have not been drinking before the stream though. Thank you. And Scooter the Pooter for 2 says, hashtag free Glowy. I might reduce his ban to a month, but he basically threatened to send narco terrors after some fucking locale. And it's just like, you're a retard. So I don't know. I'll think about it. But if you keep bugging me, the answer is no. Rat Lord 111 for 2 says, do you like quesadillas? No, I fucking love quesadillas. You know why? It's meat and cheese. Can you go wrong with that? The answer is no, you cannot go wrong with that. All right. Let me pull the song. And then I will... What? Let's see real quick. I have a track that I favorited recently that's kind of... Here we go. Okay. Copy link. Let me check something. I have a way of checking if I can play a song or not without getting too much shit for it. You guys chose 90s music last time, so what is this? Why can't I just show me the fucking thing I'm looking for? Dude, I don't know what the fuck it is, but like the internet has become so unnavigable. Everything is so fucking annoying. The internet has, like, despite all the tens of trillions of dollars poured into this shit, it's still just the most obnoxious fucking piece of shit. Everything is so much worse than it used to be. Like, this thing exists to be a search engine, and it can't fucking search. You know what? I'm going to take the risk. Oops. Sorry, chat. This is the technical... Why can't I do that? Dude, I am... I'm so pissed. I can't... I have to sign into YouTube to play it. Or... I have to find some way to download it and then move it over to the guest system because of that. I legit... I don't want the fucking official music video. I searched the song and it shares the other song or shares a title with a song by Big Gucci Sosa. I would never in my fucking life want a song by a guy called Big Gucci Sosa. That sounds like a fake fucking rapper name that you would come up just to make like a fake song. Like Lil Slave or Big Watermelon or something. Big Gucci Sosa. That's like a name I would make up to like ridicule black culture as being shit. I don't know why Sosa has become like a black people meme. All right, I have found a way to transport this song. Okay, I'll see you guys on Friday, unless I do an interview or something before then. I'll let you know if I choose to do that. Take it easy. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.